Good afternoon again to everybody. Thank you again to all the professors of the 3 universities, all of the NTFP staff who worked with them, all of the students, as well as all of the enterprises that have been involved. Now we move on to our next session, which is a much awaited session. And we are also looking forward to seeing the results. So just like the CBNEs will have 2 months with the professors, the groups that we're presenting now have had 2 months in preparing solutions to big problems that CBNEs face. So this is the CBNE Hackathon, a problem-solving competition on CBNE problems. And this has been going on for more than 2 months. So thank you for joining us. As you also, we have our judges who have joined us now, and we'll be introducing them later. But we also, you also with your own eyes and in your own homes can also witness and see the progress. So as we begin, I first would like to invite my colleague, Miss Joy Anchua. Maybe we can have the deck on the screen. Okay, while we're, yes, the deck on the screen. So this this second round of the hackathon, because we had 1 round already in June, where 4 groups presented their big ideas, and now we have 7 working on the theme from concept to communication. So they are not only going to develop ideas, but they will communicate them in the best way they can to our judges. Next slide. So I think we've explained about the language interpretation. Use the chat box if you have questions. And if you have any technical concerns, the NTFP technical team is ready to help. Next slide, please. So I'm introducing my colleague, Ms. Joy Anchua. Joy, as we call her, graduated from the De La Salle University with a Bachelor of Science in Commerce in Applied Corporate Management. She has been the Sales and Marketing Officer for one of the NTFP-EP green intermediaries. So these are the marketing arms of the NTFPs that we have supported. One is in the Philippines, being the Custom Made Craft Center, CMCC for short. And now they do many more things other than crafts, expanding in many directions to capture the products of our different community groups. She says she's been with CMCC for 5 years, but I reminded her that it's more. So I'm thinking that's a good sign that she's still enjoying herself. So I now hand it over to Joy for her presentation to tell us about what is this about this CBNE Hackathon and who are the groups that will be presenting. So I hand it over to you, Joy. Take it away.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our session, CBNE Hackathon 2021, From Concept to Communication, Final Presentations. Please note that we will be recording all sessions in this forum. We will also be interpreting the sessions into several languages as needed. If you need interpretation, please click the interpretation button at the bottom of the Zoom window and choose your language. You may mute or unmute the original speaker if that small voice bothers you. Now, I would like to introduce to you the idea of a hackathon for those who have not encountered this word before. As we know, innovation and technology are the keys to the success of new small enterprises. This hackathon drew on the creativity of the youth in local and indigenous forest-based communities and matches them with student groups, startups, and business sector representatives to get their heads around problems facing CBNEs. Hackathons are meant to quickly explore a problem space and explore new radical ideas in a safe environment. Diverse skills and perspectives are maximized while working with individuals of backgrounds. Discussions and debates are encouraged, but with a short time constraint, innovators must come to an agreement and transform their insights into actionable solutions. During the first round of the CBNE Hackathon in June earlier this year, 4 groups composed of 15 people joined the first ever CBNE Hackathon. These 15 people coming from the community enterprises, business, science, civil society, and student sectors were from 6 different Asian countries. Yet they were able to work together through 5 days of the hackathon process to emerge with interesting, innovative, big ideas. 3 of those groups have decided to advance to the next stage of the problem-solving competition. The pioneer groups were then joined by other CBNEs of the second track of the hackathon process called the Explorers. These explorers were largely from one local area in one country that shared common struggles and vision with a passion and interest to find solutions to their CBNE problems. Some were joined by students or other external members as well. These explorers committed to joining 2 months of mentoring, which has led up to this big day where they will present to experienced judges and have the opportunity to receive small grants and vie for crowdfunding. The expected output of the Pioneer Group is to develop a 6-month work plan and budget towards developing and validating their concept or big idea. They should have made adjustments to the previous concept if the judges have asked them to in the previous round. They should make their plan as efficient and effective as possible, also indicating how funding will be sourced for the initiative. Today, they are communicating their plan to a pool of judges. The minimum expected output of the Explorers Group is to come up with a big idea that clearly and concretely answers the identified problem. The group must explain the reasoning behind this big idea. The group must also share how this big idea can be validated and why it is the best solution for the problem. We have 3 groups for the Pioneer track. The first group, the Mountain Women Group, is comprised of Ms. Shalini Diani from India, who works as a senior scientist with the government of India, Biplak Diani, who is also from India, and Kanlaya, who is currently associated with a grassroots indigenous women's organization based in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Their big idea is to create a community-based, engaged health and wellness brand utilizing NTFP products with a mission of improving the quality of life of women in the mountainous communities in Asia. The Mangrove Group is composed of Filipinos. Miss Ana India Legaspi is an artist from Aklan Island, Philippines. Agatha is a mangrove specialist doing her master's in plant diversity and tropical ecosystems, and Monsini, staff at WWF, who has also made an NGO with his daughter called Kids.Farm. They are proposing a project to assist the local fishers and in mangrove areas to utilize a digital social platform to improve the profitability and sustainability of mangrove-based livelihood activities of the fisher folk of Ibahay Aklan, Philippines. Last but not least, the Organic Rice and Byproducts Group is the winner of the hackathon organized by NTFP-EP last June. In a rice shell, pun intended, they propose to support healthy living and avoid potential deforestation from value addition of organic rice in Bali, Indonesia. This team is composed of a college graduate in renewable energy, Gedi Heri Arum Wihaya, and a social entrepreneur, Megan Sun. For the Explorer groups, the Indonesia Explorer Group consists of 5 people. The group's name is Sago Tohor Lestari Abadi. The members, Zamhor, Ferenki, Albanik, and Abdul Manan, have a background as sago farmers and sago food processors. And Maini is a university student who is interested in research. In this hackathon, the Sago Tohor Lestari Abadi group is interested in addressing the issue of waste from the sago production process. Next, we have the Nepal Explorer Group. They are composed of 5 members from the district of Kabre, Nala, Nepal. This area is suitable for the growth of lapsi trees. Lapsi fruit goes well with pickles and can be made into candy. Because of this, their research goal is to explore the potentials of this fruit as it holds wholesome nutrients and high potential in the global market as candy. The members are Nirmala Shrestha, Bhavani Shrestha, Sarmila Shrestha, Sabina Shrestha, and Sujan Casey. Then we have the Philippine Explorer Group consisting of 4 Filipino youth from the Philippines. The all-women team is composed of JP and Lynn, who are youth members of Siposto in Negros Occidental, Celine, who is a business administration student and also a youth member of CIPOSNO, and Patricia, who is an AP development student from the Ateneo of the Manila University. For this hackathon, their group's initial big idea is developing community-based sustainable tourism in their area to stem the outward migration of the youth and instill pride in local culture and tradition. Finally, we have the Vietnamese explorer group named Moc Tam, consisting of the members of the Moc Tam enterprise, namely Huang Thi Thuy Nga as the idea supporter, H. Kim Phuc Evan, representative of the EDI community, Vu Min Hai on technical, Bui Thi Hua as the hackathon group leader, and Wen Thi Trang on business development. I'm still not very good in pronouncing their names, so I ask for their apologies. The Moktam enterprise aims to create 100% organic products, sustainable livelihoods for indigenous people, and enhance the value of local herbal resources. The Moktam group is interested in making a sustainable Western soapberry enzyme dishwashing liquid. For the mentors, over to you, Ms. Chrissy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joy, and thank you for walking us through the journey that our hackathon teams, our 7 hackathon teams have come through. And we interviewed the hackathon teams and have now prepared a small film from what their learnings are. And we will show a short film first of our pioneer groups. So you can see as some not everybody will be able to present. So you can hear what they've been learning, what some of their ideas are before we continue with presenting the mentors and judges. So please kindly play the pioneer.
Hello, a very warm good afternoon to all of you from India. I am Dr. Shalini Thani. I work as a scientist here in India, and I'm also leading South Asia for Commission on Ecosystems Management. And I'm also working as lead author for Intergovernmental Panel on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services for the Sustainable Use of Wild Species Assessment. Now, I'm really happy to be part of this NTFP Hackathon because right from June till now, I think it has been a great journey. Now, regarding some of the important aspects of our Pioneer Team project and concept, our big idea is creating a community health and wellness brand that uses NTFP from mountain areas, and my other team members are from India as well as Thailand. So our big idea is address the problem of women in a different and an innovative way. So far, we have been using NTFPs more in mountains for either value-added products for food, consumptions, and so many other things like handicraft articles or clothing material. But we thought that we have a huge variety of medicinal and aromatic plants, many lesser-known species that are high value and have a huge potential to actually give benefit to the larger population around the.
Our innovation will indirectly save mangrove trees of Ibahay by supporting existing alternative income generating activities. We will listen to their needs, we will work on a product or service together, and save the mangrove trees in the process.
Our innovation about rice byproduct will benefit for each stakeholder. The first is for rice farmer. We provide additional earnings by selling rice bran and train them with financial management to prevent the pollution from land in Bali and preserve a nearby forest against deforestation. And for consumer, we offer healthy, innovative, and biodegradable product. And for our enterprise, we profit and sustainable so we can grow further. And what's next, Bu Megan?
What's next? Our project may start small at this moment, but it's only a beginning. As we grow, we will want to scale up and adding more farmer partners and subaks selling more new products, and also offering back to nature tours to those city dwellers. All these longer term projects are to serve the same goals, staying sustainable and innovative, optimizing farmer partners, farmland, and their livelihood, and at the same time preserving a nearby forest. We are very excited about this project, and we hope you guys are excited as we are. Thank you.
So there you have it, the film about our pioneer groups. When this pioneer group started, they were from 3 different continents. So you can imagine just the challenge of communicating together. And they also come from different sectors, from the private sector to the science to communities, to student engineers. So we're very happy that they've been able to continue working on solving the problems that are being faced by CBNEs and rural communities. So stay tuned, because we will be showing the next Explorer video, but later on. And now I will speak a little bit about who the mentors were. And many of them are here in the Zoom, and we're very happy that they have done a great job in coaching the hackathon teams. And the judges, of course, are also here. So please sit back and listen to my presentation. Oh no, it's a recording. Joy, my recording. Oh, sorry. I would like to introduce our Hackathon Master and mentors who have been assisting the teams. First, we introduce Birdie Salva. Birdie is the Hackathon Master of the CBNE Hackathon 2021. He has been assisting us since the beginning and working with us on conceptualizing the method and process and guiding even the pioneer groups in 5 days of rigorous preparation in their search for big ideas. And he continues with the Birdie Salva is the co-founder and general manager of Curiosity Research Philippines. He is a design researcher with a background in qualitative research, UX research, brand management, and systems thinking, and he has been helping hundreds of companies and institutions on inspiring ideas. Now I move on to the mentors. Melissa Yung Yap is the executive director of the Got Heart Group of Social Enterprises. She has also many undertakings as an artist, collaborating with indigenous artisans with her artwork. She's a pharmaceutical entrepreneur and a healthy food restaurant owner. She says volunteering is in her blood, and she has been volunteering since she was 13. Our next mentor is Ms. Cecil Skimmel. She is the co-founder of and CEO of Pete the Bali Curator. She's from the Netherlands, but has been living in Bali since 2013. Her background is in visual anthropology, and she is working with the Bali Curator, which is a sourcing and production management agency that focuses on bridging the gap between buyers and producers by educating both parties in order to evoke mutual understanding and to set up collaborations that are mutually beneficial. Our third mentor is Ms. Ruth Canlas. She is the Executive Director of NTFP-EP Philippines. Ruth has more than 30 years of experience in social development work, working with various sectors such as the students group, farmers, and indigenous peoples. Her expertise is in the areas of program management, organizational development, financial management, and enterprise development, including business planning. She also has a master's in business administration. And our fourth mentor is Ms. Carmel Valencia. She is the founder of That One Little Dot. Carmel is a storyteller by profession, and she has coached individuals and teams to create and deliver stories that they've always wanted to tell. She has worked in L'Oreal before, but her 16-year career has brought her to regional and global roles in human resource and communications. We also take this time to thank our subject matter specialist resource persons, Mr. Hans Lukiman from blibli.com in Indonesia, and Mr. Eko Budi Prianto of Wetlands International here in Indonesia too, Mr. Nandan and Justin Pauls of Last Forest Enterprises and Adimalaya Producer Company, respectively, both from India, and Ms. Nunik Maharani and the team of ANJ, who have also helped to provide valuable inputs to the hackathon teams. Now I would like to introduce our hackathon judges. First, there is Ms. Nipoan Cheng Chavigny, the Managing Director of Impact Hub, the largest community for entrepreneurs, changemakers, creatives, and techies in the heart of Phnom Penh. They are enabling entrepreneurs to achieve success through dynamic programs, incubators, and mentoring. She has worked in multiple industries across the world and specializes mainly in sales and business development. Finally, we have our last judge, Ms. Arifa Handayani. Ms. Arifa is the Community Action Manager at Climate Reality Indonesia. She has a background in marine science and education management. She is passionate about education and community empowerment, especially in inspiring people to work together in solving the climate crisis. Now, after all those introductions, we are ready for the presentations. But let me tell you how this will go first. We will have the Pioneer track presentations first, and then the Explorers track. Each group has 12 minutes to make their presentations. After each presentation, the groups will have 10 minutes for questions and answers. While each group is presenting, all the other groups will stay in the breakout room, awaiting for their turn to be called. When a group has finished presenting and the question and answer is over, they may stay in the main room and no need to return back to the breakout room. As for the judging and scoring, the pioneers and explorers have different tasks as mentioned. The judges have been given criteria for each track. For the pioneer track, the judges are to rate how well the group was able to share increased argumentation on how the big idea is a good solution to their problem. Prototyping and clear plans for testing are given extra marks. These teams are to begin to validate their big idea, as well as to plan for it, to prepare a budget, and see how funding can be sourced to implement their initiative. The explorers are judged on how well they identify the problem, how well they explain their solution, and how they plan to validate. Both tracks are given points for communication and delivery of their message too. Our small grants for this hackathon are being provided through the Pastel Rice Small Grants Fund, the Green Livelihood Alliance, and the Swedish Society for Nature Conservation. We also thank the FAO Forest Farm Facility for their support for the capacity building and mentoring for the hackathon groups in this hackathon 2021. At this So there you have it. After 2 months, we're now here. We have 7 teams. We had 4 mentors and 3 judges. So we're ready now to hear our the groups present. We will be asking you, as mentioned, to join the breakout room. We've been requested by the host to please rename yourselves pioneers, rename yourself Pioneer and the name of your group. So Pioneer Mountain Women, Pioneer Mangroves, and Pioneer Organic Rice. Mountain women should stay here because you will be presenting first. So the Mountain Women group, please stay here. But the other groups, please rename yourself to Pioneers and Mangroves and Organic Rice Group. And please join the breakout. And we will be calling you when it's your turn to present. And also for all of the explorers, please kindly rename explorer and then your country. And then we will be placing you in the breakout as well. Yes. And we'll also ask our technical team to please assist in assisting to rename the team so that the host has an easier time to place the teams into the breakout room. Okay. Yes. Okay. While we're doing this, I think we have the video of the explorers group that we are showing, and I'll just and we'll also share in Bahasa Indonesia. So I will name some of the team members so that you can go into the breakout. So Abdul Manan, Pak Cikmanan, tolong masuk ke breakout. Dan teman-temannya, Pak Albanik, Pak Zamhur, Maini, semua dari Indonesia, dari kelompok Hackathon Indonesia.
From the Hackathon Indonesia.
Yes, from Hackathon Indonesia, from all the explorer teams and from all the pioneer teams, except for Mountain Women, who will be the first to present here. And then we will call on you when it's your turn to present. Yeah. So for the Mangroves group, we have Agatha, we have Ana India, Legaspi, and we have Monsini. Please kindly join the breakout and please rename yourself Pioneer Mangrove. And then for Pioneer Organic Rice, Mas Heri and Ibu Megan, please rename yourself and please go to the breakout room. Okay. Yeah, just, yeah. Yeah, Robin, are you able to play yes, Nirmala, you should also go into the breakout. The Nepal group should also go into the breakout, please.
Saya Franky, saya merupakan salah satu anggota tim dari Indonesia. Selama saya mengikuti acara hackathon ini, banyak hal-hal yang penting yang saya dapatkan. Terutama mencari suatu masalah di tempat kami dan dari
one problem in
hal yang terpenting bagi saya yaitu bagaimana di mana kami bisa tidak hanya bisa mendengar materi-materi yang diberikan oleh mentor, tapi saya juga diberikan ruang dan tempat untuk bisa mengasihi.
not only listening from the mentor but also got some money to support the idea. Thank you mentors who help us.
Sekali bisa mengikuti acara hackathon ini sehingga
so nice
belajar
to enjoy this group.
Bagi kami. Ada suatu hal yang kami dapat di sini dan mungkin tidak kami dapatkan di tempat lain, yaitu
there's one thing that
sehingga bisa
I only get from this group and not from somewhere else.
Dipikirkan oleh kami. Mudah-mudahan ide yang kami dapatkan bisa berkembang dan menjadi suatu nilai ekonomis untuk masyarakat.
The module of the program is very effective as hackathon, as we have learned that we should dig deeper to explore the things to get a clear picture of any idea for the proper execution, keeping track on every aspect. Whereas the biggest learning from this process is that proper mentorship and networking are required for the growth of team spirit, as it is strengthened each individual to be focused on the activities that contributes for the betterment of the whole organization. And yes, the NTFP sector-related promotion is not increased everywhere, with a network of related sectors.
What I've learned in this session is how to manage creating an idea for the purpose, establishing community business or enterprise. It comes with a collection of ideas and informations. Doing this takes a lot of effort, time, patience, and wellness.
The most important learnings for me in this hackathon process is putting all the insights into workshop and process this with the team. Despite of the limited time and difficulty with the pandemic situation, we're able to craft the ideas. Hopefully, we can conduct more consultations to our community and apply the strategies discussed during the input sessions from our mentors to help others and the whole community develop the hackathon idea.
What are your biggest learning from this process? My biggest learning from this process is additional knowledge and skills in doing and conducting the research and interviews. It is important to take views both from our community and random people how they see our big idea and how we can strategize better solution for it.
Đầu tiên thì cho phép tôi xin được gửi lời cảm ơn đến ban tổ chức cũng như là các anh chị bên ban dự án vì đã cho chúng tôi có một cơ hội tham gia và học hỏi được rất là nhiều từ cuộc thi Hackathon này. Sau 2 tháng tham dự cuộc thi thì bài học quan trọng nhất mà tôi học được ở đây đó là cách lên ý tưởng, xây dựng ý tưởng cho dự án. Từ đó tôi có thể nhìn nhận được những cái thách thức và giải quyết vấn đề, xác định được hành vi cần thay đổi và cách tác động đến những cái hành vi đấy, để từ đó chúng tôi có thể tiến hành dự án một cách khoa học và thực tiễn hơn.
Đặc biệt ở Hackathon mà chúng tôi vô cùng quan tâm đó chính là khi mà chúng tôi biết đến Hackathon và cùng làm việc với các chuyên gia ở bên Hackathon thì chúng tôi thấy rằng mọi người rất quan tâm đến việc phát triển sinh kế cho cộng đồng và đặc biệt là nâng cao vai trò vị thế của người phụ nữ trong cuộc sống ngày nay. Và đó là một cái điểm mà rất là đặc biệt và tôi thấy rằng là chỉ có ở Hackathon thì người ta mới quan tâm nhiều đến như thế này.
Mình thấy rằng là khi mà làm quá trình như thế này thì mình đã học hỏi rất là nhiều điều, đặc biệt là marketing cũng như mình có thêm cái động lực để mà làm có những ý tưởng. Mình mong muốn rằng càng ngày mình càng vững mạnh hơn và mình có thể sẽ giúp đỡ những cái doanh nghiệp trẻ trong tương lai cũng như cộng đồng mình đang xây dựng.
Okay, so just checking if all of our hackathon teams are now in the breakout room so that when each presentation comes, we will be calling on them. Okay, I see. Sorry, we're just renaming a few. Please, for Mountain Women, please have your presentation ready as you will be first. And the host, I hope you're transferring all those that we have renamed pioneers. I hope that you're transferring them into the breakout, or please, Mas Heri, transfer to the breakout. Do we have everyone there now? Sabina, Tresha, please transfer to the breakout. Okay. So I think we can start. Mountain Women, who will be presenting?
I think they got included into the breakout room.
Oh, can you bring them back? Mountain Women. Shalini? Kanlaya, I'm not sure I saw her. So Shalini and Deepak. Yeah. Yes, Robin, can you bring back Shalini and Deepak? And Kanlaya is now entering the room, so we can keep her here.
Sorry, is her name Group 1 Mountain Pioneer? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
There's one member, Miss Anna India. I think she has a generic name and she can't move herself. She can't rename herself or move to the breakout room either. I can't see her here.
Okay, it's okay. She can just stay and we can just start the presentation and she'll join in the next one. Okay, Shalini, are you back with us here?
Hi, Chrissy. Yes, I am here.
All right, you may start. Your team has 12 minutes. Good luck.
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing that Kanlaya just messaged that she's in the village. So she needs the link if somebody can share on her WhatsApp.
Yep, she just joined. We just admitted her.
Okay, that's great. I hope this is visible to you.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think I have 12 minutes, so I should start.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone from India. As already briefed a bit about our project, we are Mountain Women Pioneer Group, and we are 3 members. I'm Shalini Dhyani presenting this. Then we have Kanlaya from Thailand, who works with indigenous communities, and Deepak Dhyani, who also works with indigenous communities. So Kanlaya works in Thailand, and Deepak works in Western Himalayas. And our major aim of this presentation is, and the task that we are doing for last few months is improving the quality of life of women in mountainous communities in Asia. The big idea that we are working on is creating a community engaged health and wellness that is based on NTFP products. And so far we started in June, and it has been a very rewarding journey, and especially in last 2 months we learned a lot. So when we started in June 2021, I should say that we were more confused, not very clear what we are doing, and it was more on discussions that we are having with the mentors. But from August 2021, the ideas got refined a lot, and by September, with the encouragement and support from the mentors, Melissa and Cecile, we actually started trying our bit of developing products, so that we have started already. And early October and late September was good time to actually talk to a lot of entrepreneurs based in India, last Forest, and a bit some discussion with Hinjoli, who are based in Uttarakhand, in the same state where we are. So it gave us some more confidence to understand what are the key gaps and how to fill those gaps, and actually go ahead with developing this multi-stakeholder partnerships with innovative ideas to develop these community engaged wellness brand. So we are focusing on developing soaps, organic cold processed soap for this process. And this will be mostly like fully organic. We're not trying to do anything imported from outside, like shea butter or coconut oil or anything else that's not available. And good thing about this is this wellness brand is based on our scientific understanding on people, where communities are supported, their economy is built, and also the ecological security of these high value plants is also secured in these wild habitats. Now, quickly going to the next slide. These last month in July, when we started, it was very important that we go for our SWOT analysis to understand what is the strength, opportunities, weakness, and threats of our team. So we found that the key strength is that we are experienced group members. 2 or 3 of us have good experience of more than a decade of working with indigenous communities, whereas all of them also have experience of working in high altitude Himalayas and part of Thailand mountain region. And we have understanding on these wild plants. Opportunities are immense. If I say that both of these areas have high tourist population coming in every year, pandemic was indeed an exception. We have good e-commerce opportunities, retailers and overseas markets are also available that we can explore in future. The key weakness was the product that we are trying. So we are trying based on our understanding and scientific understanding, but we would like to have more professional training so that can be imparted to local women. We are also a little weak with crowdfunding because we haven't tried this. Marketing is a new area, so that kind of support we are thinking in future. Brand building, we have started on this, and I'm sure we will be really, really happy to build it further. Now, the key threats for mountain areas are pandemic that happened in last 2 years, so that had less livelihood opportunities for local women. Then the second important area is disaster. These areas are also the hotspots of disaster. That means roadblocks are there. So that's very important to understand how we are going to retail and reach our customers in different parts. Now, local distribution and competition, there might be some other products that are more organic and made on NTFPs. So these are some of the aspects that we thought before we went ahead with our product manufacturing. So the important thing is that we had a good almost a month of discussion with our team in Himalayas. We have been more actually explored Himalayas, but at some point we have also explored some part of Thailand, Chiang Mai region where Kanlaya works. So we are proposing with our more than a decade of work on Seabuckthorn, a high altitude wild edible, lesser known underutilized wild edible that has almost 300 times of vitamin C. We are using wild flowers of rhododendron, soap tree from Chiang Mai, of course, nettle, that is one of the lesser used plants, and mostly it is used for fiber production. But if you see why we have selected these plants, the reason was because in nature, it's not as much utilized in the region where we are working as it must be or it should be. So we are basically using all the raw material that goes waste in the wild to actually build livelihood of local communities. Wild roses, again, there are an n number of opportunities and varieties present. Instead of using coconut oil or shea butter or olive oil, they are using wild apricot oil that is cold pressed, hand pounded, locally available. Then, of course, bhekal oil, again, a high medicinal value product that is being produced in this area. And white honey, that is a key important ingredient that we'll be using in the soap. So the idea is using the indigenous local systems, also understanding the seasonality of the product, which plant parts are available at which part of the year and how we can store them and use in our manufacturing. So our approach was not scientific. We have used hybrid method where scientific information and indigenous knowledge system both have gone in this research. Now, this is one of the brand images we are trying to develop, and we have named our product as Mountain Whispers because this is, I think, very relevant for our product based on our discussions in the team. This uses indigenous local knowledge systems, as I mentioned, and the chemical constituent that we have tested based when we develop our product, following a lot of YouTube videos, we found that we don't have very harmful products, harmful chemicals. We are not putting any harmful chemical like lye or anything else. It is enhancing softness, and now we have also given some samples to local people and other who are interested in our product. It reduces itching and dryness control. And because vitamin C content is very good, so it can give very good competition to some of the female hygiene products that are available in the market. So these are some of the good USPs, and we are trying to see if we can actually follow fair, wild, and access and benefit sharing mechanism so that the larger amount percentage of the price actually goes to local women in this area, and hence the major stakeholder of this enterprise and startup will be the women. We will only be supporting them with the knowledge and how to do it, and giving them a kind of infrastructure build up. Now, this is the process that we followed, and the last batch that you can see in the picture is what we have developed so far. So we are using powdered seabuckthorn, dried nettle leaves, rose leaves, then rhododendron. And initially what we are doing, we are using these glycerine soap base, but we are going to later on remove this also because this is the very initial state when we are developing products on our own, but we want to actually move to more 100% organic indigenous brands. So that thing will also be removed in the coming month. So our ongoing, right now where we stand is we are actually distributing our samples for feedback and understanding what we are claiming. Actually, our claims are being supported and validated by our customers also. We are working on social media marketing strategy that was well suggested to us by Cecile, and we are mostly focusing on Instagram by developing this women-based high-value wellness brand. They have already identified our partners in India. This is one of the local community-based organization, Opal, that means budding leaves, and we have Kanlaya's indigenous women group in Chiang Mai. So that's the identified partners already. We are already working now on motivated progressive women self-help groups, because we know that mountain women have n number of responsibilities already. We are not going to actually burden them with this activity. We are trying to find women who can every day at least 2 to 3 hours they can devote to this village level, household level cottage industry training program for community members. We have identified the master trainer, so we are already in this stage. We are identifying seed grants, so I'll share where we are working on pre-finances and angel investors. So this is one of the suggestions that we have started exploring. And of course, locally in this region, because our target group are tourists and local spa owners. So retailers and distributors are someone who really want to actually explore. So this is how we're going to launch our big idea. And this is a rough outline of the budget. So this is budget for one site in India, but I'm sure if you take Chiang Mai also, that will be, we are parallel working on. So the cost of the project will be double, and in US dollar it stands at around 13,000 US dollars. And I am exploring personally RUFO small grant program, because we already have experience of 2 projects. They fund us nicely, and we have developed a livelihood resource center and a lesser known seed bank of wild edibles. NABARD bank is based in India for infrastructure and some tools to actually support this women-based enterprises. And crowdfunding, they are not explored, but maybe in coming months we'll be exploring them with some support if we can receive. And this is the timeline that we're proposing for next 6 months. Though initially for first 2 months, they're actually identifying local women who are interested and who can actually sustain this training program. So this is the for first 2 months, and then again after 2 months we'll be coming back on 4th month to see what gaps are there and how best we can fulfill them. And then initiating village level unit will be the task from 2nd and 3rd month. Procurement of raw material, we are procuring at local level. So basically we'll be buying from local women what they are collecting from local resources in Chiang Mai and Western Himalayas both. And we'll try to have this seasonality in mind to ensure that we have a raw material supply for the entire year. Quality assurance and testing is very important. So getting a labeled product that is organic is very important. But at initial level, at a local lab level, we will ensure that our quality assurance and testing is well in place. Identification of interested retailers is already on, and it will be a throughout process, because if you see 6 months or 7 months, it's a very, very small span of time to start a brand, but we are still trying that. And marketing strategy, investment and branding, this is the area where we are a little weak. So we expect that we'll hire someone, or we'll have one more team member who can work with marketing strategy, investments and branding for us. So this is all from my end. I'm sorry if I have taken a little more time. I thank Chrissy, Joy, and all the mentors who have been thoroughly supportive for last 3 months. Thank you so much once again for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Shalini. Perfect timing, exactly 20 minutes. So if the NTFP Tech can help us to spotlight the judges, spotlight the judges are already renamed, and to spotlight Pioneer Group, to bring them on the screen, Pioneer Mountain Women, so that they can receive their questions. Yes. Can you do that? Yes, please. So Arifa, Judge Arifa, and Audrey, please spotlight Audrey as well. Here we go, add spotlight. All right, here you go. And also Nipoan. Okay. And also the 2, I think, that are here. Is Deepak here too?
Yeah, he is.
All right, so maybe we can already start our questions while we're looking for Deepak, and you have 10 minutes for both questions and answers.
I think there's one video, our team member is Kanlaya, but spotlight is on someone else right now.
Kanlaya, sorry. Yes, we'll place her on the screen, but we can already start with the questions.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Kanlaya, I think you're going to need to open your video for us to be able to spotlight you. Okay, please go ahead. We'll wait for her to open and we'll add her too. So any of the judges, you may ask your questions.
Yes, actually, I have 2 questions, but how many questions can I ask?
Well, we can have one from each judge, and the other questions will be placed in the chat, and all teams have up to the end of the hackathon to answer them. So one question from each judge, and the judges are free to write all the other questions they have in the chat.
Okay. Can I go first, Audrey and Nippon? Okay. I think I would like to like to ask question on budget and financial plans. I see that you have create your budgets, but I haven't. Maybe you didn't make it clear on how do you get the source for the budget and how you sustain with the source. I think that will be my question. Chrissy?
Thank you very much. Maybe we take all 3 questions and then we ask that the hackathon team responds at once. Yes, Nipuan, thank you.
So actually, that was also my question.
Okay, so it's a very strong question.
So my question was slightly a little bit different. So I saw that the budget was about $6,000, if I'm not mistaken, and that is only for the launch. But I was a little bit confused on how you would have like a projections of how it could be self-sustainable. So my question is slightly a little bit different. So so because of am I allowed to ask another question, or this is count as my question because it's very similar to the first question?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so my other question is that when you did your research, how many, forgive me if I didn't caught it, how many women in India and in Thailand, in indigenous women, have you reached out to? And how many provinces as well? And can you share a bit more about the the research that has went on during this time before reaching out to this conclusion and with this product that you want to sell? That's it for me.
Thank you. And for Audrey?
My question was more on your SWOT analysis on slide 3. So I just wanted to ask more on your weaknesses and zeroing in on crowdfunding aspects. If you see that as a weakness and you want to obtain funds from crowdfunding in the future, other financing options, how do you plan to overcome this weakness so that your business will be more sustainable? So that's my question.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, shall I start?
Yes, we've been trying to open the mic and the video of Kanlaya, but it's not yet been successful. But Kanlaya, please do answer in the chat while we try to address the technical issue. Please go ahead.
Can I request Judge Arifa once again to repeat her question about source of the budget?
Yeah, you haven't made it clear how you will find your source of a budget and sustain it.
Got the point. Thank you. Thank you so much, all the judges. I think all the questions are very relevant. I'll start with the second judge on about her question, how many indigenous women and provinces they have surveyed. So I must say that we in India, like me and Dr. Deepak, we have been already working with indigenous women, actually not indigenous women, the entire village here in Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve for almost now 15 years. And we have already developed a lesser known underutilized biodiverse setup here almost 3 to 4 years back. So good thing with us is that we already have a foot there. We are working with the community. And because these are very high altitude villages, so you will not find more than 35 households in a single village. So if I talk about the cluster of the village here, we have been in touch with almost 8 to 10 village clusters. but we are not going to actually explore everything in 6 months. We want to actually try with this Tolma village, where these indigenous Bhotia women are there, and they are in one of the province in Chamoli district. We have not explored any other province, but yes, what I should mention here that's important is that we are working in different provinces, 2 important provinces, and both are in high altitude areas in Uttarakhand. If one Googles, will find out where we have been working because it's already established. And thank you so much for the another question about crowdfunding. I think the drawback with us has been crowdfunding, and what we have seen in last few years is like crowdfunding has a good success quotient if it is actually nicely placed and the question is very attractive and relevant to be actually supported. Because good thing about crowdfunding is you get the amount that you want in a very small span of time, then actually writing a project and running for an agency for 3 to 6 months, and when the funding comes. And many times in crowdfunding, you actually get much more than what you expect. So that's a good part that briefly we know, but I think that's a drawback and a gap area that we would like to work on. And that can be potentially strong in India. I'm sure Kanlaya will support also that mostly this crowdfunding have been supportive for medical and healthcare support, but have not been explored for these small startups like women and self-help groups. So this is something that we want to explore. Now to the very important question by Judge Arifa and Judge Nipun, both about the source of the budget and how we are going to keep it sustainable. So my idea was to actually see what is the basic breakup that will require at the very initial stage. So that was in our mind when we actually drafted this budget. And the most important thing was to actually keep this going for long. So though we have projected a budget for 6 months, we are actually targeting at least 1 year of activity, because once we have training, once we have some initial setup, and once we have some raw material with us, that will be supported to us by local women, because that's where we are working and we have this talk already with the local women. So that's not a very tough task. But the most important thing is to keep it sustainable. I don't think unless we run it for 1-2 years, we can keep it sustainable for a little longer. We have already developed few models. The good thing about sustainability is when you develop it in a way that women of the village itself can run it with our involvement as a mentoring or supporting them as a and giving them external support that they don't have, like technology or mentoring or finding the retailers or marketing that they don't have otherwise. So we do have this thought for at least 1 year, so I'll keep it sustainable. But of course, once we start it, then is the time when we can actually go for next level. But good thing is with our mentor discussions that the agencies in India like Last Forest, they have actually really helped us to find some group of clusters where we can actually retail our products or find them as distributors, so that this chain is running and at least some livelihood support is going back to the village community. So this is from my end. If I'll request my other group members, Dr. Deepak or Kanlaya, would like to add something on this.
For the judges, were there questions not answered that you want repeated? So I can type them into the chat as well for Kanlaya. But for she has responded in the chat. Through local funding, crowdfunding, and the Mountain Women and Team One and the members of their team also will contribute to the startup capital. That's what she has said. Sorry, I didn't have my video on. Okay, so I think our 10 minutes is up. It was a fast 10 minutes, but like I said, the judges may have more questions for you, and they will write the questions in the chat, and you have time to answer them as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, judges and the team. CBNE.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck for the project.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Okay. Can we bring in Robin, Pioneer Mangrove?
Pioneer Mangroves, Agatha Betty, Ana India Legaspi.
Oh, please don't undo the spotlights for the judges because they'll be here. So it's just yes, Agatha and Monsini. So can we have the judges to open their videos again? We can't spotlight you otherwise. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. We have Monsini here. I saw him there. Okay. Yes. And
am I there?
Did you find Agatha?
Am I here now?
Yes, you're here now.
We can hear
Okay.
your voice, but can you open your video so we can
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. They'll be presenting, so it's my mistake. I added everybody, but Agatha will present. Who will be presenting?
There will be a
Agatha?
pre-recorded video.
Okay.
Does Robin have it?
No, wait, sorry.
I can share it. I have it now.
Okay, no. It wasn't in the drive earlier.
Yeah, it's in a separate one.
Okay.
All right.
So just for everybody's information, there's a typhoon in the Philippines, so some groups have pre-recorded their presentations. Thank you.
Sorry, I will just reset it because it's gone.
Please remember to enable share computer sound.
All right.
I'm Agatha from Team 2, and our project is called Katungan Link, Connecting Mangrove-Based Communities. Our team is composed of 3 members coming from all over the Philippines. I am from the north and specialize in mangroves. Monchi is from the south and specializes in urban farming and finance. And Miss India is from the middle of Philippines, 1 hour away from our pilot site in Aklan. She specializes in...
Yes, Miss Nippon.
You know the Zoom, we can there's a black
it is black.
Yeah, it's not black, it's you have the presentation, but you have the point of there's black spot on it. I don't know if I'm the only one or the other judges.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we see that too. You
Yeah,
can
when you share
see it
screen,
as well,
please share the actual window, not the screen.
Yes.
But the
Yeah,
program window itself.
Okay, just restart. Maybe it will be next time.
Okay.
Sorry, because we cannot see the entire presentation well.
I shared the window
they're
and
not
then
allowed
share the
yet.
sound. Share window, share sound.
Okay, we can try again. Maybe it's the internet. There, that's perfect on my screen. Okay.
All right, I will play now.
Works with women groups. Though we come from different backgrounds and islands, we are all united through the same vision. People first, and nature conservation will naturally follow. Our pilot site is a mangrove eco park called Katungan Ibahay, or KII in Ibahay, Aklan Province, Philippines, where I've interned for 3 months studying the mangrove mud lobsters years back. Katungan means mangrove swamp in the local language. KII is an ecological and biodiverse gem of the Philippines, and perhaps even the whole Asia. Contains astounding old mangrove tree growths, with some as old as 750 years old, such as this tree. And the park is home to 28 mangrove species. The mangrove patch, once under threat to pond conversion and development, was declared as a community-based mangrove eco-park, thus placing the mangrove area under legal and long-term protection from destructive practices and activities. Today, it is being managed by members of 2 people's organizations, or POs. The mangrove ecosystem is a backbone to local communities as it provides numerous ecosystem services to coastal folk. It offers coastal protection from typhoons, provides habitat and refuge for wildlife, and is a vital source of livelihood activities. KII has been subjected to a number of research studies conducted by international and national scientists thanks to its old-growth forest and rich biodiversity. Equipped with basic infrastructures, boardwalks, newly installed scientific boards, it is a popular venue for school field trips, training sites, and other events. Members of both people's organizations are often trained by various agencies in KII Park. These are the past and current partners of KII. As you can see, it is known by a number of international and national universities, NGOs, and financing networks. NGOs such as the Zoological Society of London, or ZSL, based in Iloilo, certain universities and government agencies actively conduct research, but especially conduct capacity training at programs such as crab farming, bookkeeping, tour guide training, souvenir making for coastal folk. So why is it important to protect mangroves? The mangrove system is one of the most productive ecosystems in the world. Occupying only 0.1% of the planet's surface, mangrove forests are biomass powerhouses that provide ecosystem services to coastal communities. According to a study in 2015, the total value of the ecosystem services provided by mangroves can reach a spectacular $2.7 trillion a year. Unfortunately, 50% of mangroves have already disappeared in the country, and even more in Panay Island, due to fish pond conversions. But unlike other mangrove areas, KII benefits from legal protection of mangroves and alternative income-generating activities. However, mangrove trees are still slowly disappearing in the park. Our team tried to get to the bottom of this and interviewed 4 key stakeholders active in the island. The first is the national mangrove scientist and co-founder of KII, Dr. Jurgen Primavera, who was at Time Magazine's Heroes of the Environment in 2008. The second is Dax from the Zoological Society of London, who actively works with the members of the POs of Ibahay. The third is the president of a successful PO called Kasama, who also manages a successful mangrove eco park in Kalibo, 1 hour away from our pilot site. He provided us gaps and best practices of the project. And the fourth is Mr. Alan from Ibahay, who is a representative of the LGU and is based in the KII park. Through the interviews, we've learned that the mangroves are being cut due to destructive practices such as the expansion of nipa plantations, especially during this time of pandemic. Though sustainable income-generating activities have been proposed and pursued by members of the community, it does not seem to be sustained for reasons such as the lack of profitability, lack of interest, and lack of monitoring and access to markets. Furthermore, KII Park is not earning much from the entrance fees due to the low number of tourists pre-COVID. So once we have identified the gaps, we've tried addressing these problems. We think that income must be diversified, activities must be tailor-made to the needs and interests of coastal folks. A platform must be provided for folks to access information and network with local and national partners to improve their service or product. Hence our mission statement: to indirectly protect mangroves by sustaining alternative income-generating activities in Ibahay, Aklan. How to increase the profitability and sustainable mechanism of the alternative income-generating activities of the members of the people's organizations. Therefore, Team 2 is proud to present to you our innovation, K-Link, a community-based, accessible, interactive, mentorship network and digital social platform for mangrove-based communities such as Ibahay. Our strategy is to conduct offline and online activities. We plan to consult with local communities, provide technology, conduct monthly physical interventions related to K-Link, and set up a functional office in the KII Park. K-Link site or mobile application will be served as a database and social platform to link people, communities, experts, and let them learn from each other. Lastly, KII will provide partnerships and agreements through contracts and give recognition and awards to outstanding mentors and mentees. So how does it work? K-Link can be accessed through a website or mobile application. Once logged in, contacts and experts of locals, national companies or mentors, neighboring coastal communities would be easily accessed by coastal folk. For example, here's a mentor profile of one of our team members, Monchi, who works with kids who farm and specializes in urban farming. Mentees who are interested in this field can access his profile, modules, and send him a message. They'll be able to communicate online or offline and meet depending on the location of the mentor. So K-Link would be made possible by partnering with different groups. For the logistics and technology, we'd be partnering with Globe Telecom, who has a strong internet coverage in the area, similar to, and we have a similar logo to K-Link. They can provide internet and facilitate digital transfer along with Digital Pilipinas. Uswag Development Foundation, whom we reached out to, played an essential role in making the neighboring Eco-Mangrove Park of Calibo succeed. And we hope we can get their assistance for KII. And of course, Ibahay LGU, who are receptive to our concept, to support K-Link with manpower and supplies. We will tap nearby schools and universities for research, environmental awareness, and innovation. And lastly, local and international networks and NGOs and even companies that can train, mentor, and support livelihood activities. To acquire funds, we plan on applying for grants under different government agencies such as DOST Hive, who support startups, DNR special projects, and benefit from corporate social responsibility models of companies. Also, 50% of the transaction fees on the marketplace will be used to sustain K-Link. We will also plan to advertise through Google AdSense. Here's a detailed budget of K-Link set for 2 years. It covers fixed assets, so setting up an office, purchase of phones and laptops, web and app development, so consultant fees, beta testing, and operating expenses, salary, marketing, workshop, utilities, amounting to 2,623,000 pesos or 52,460 US dollars. The target of this application is to reach 20%, to increase by 20% the income of members of people's organizations, increase in the number of members engaged in alternative activities, increase in youth uptake of the technology and participation. Also plan to decrease by 20% the reported cases of illegal mangrove activities and threats. We firmly believe that mangroves can be saved through alternative income generating activities in Ibahay. In fact, K-Link will strengthen these livelihood activities, link coastal folk to other communities, and save the century-old mangroves in the process. So thank you very much for listening, and power to the mangroves.
Thank you very much, Pioneers Mangroves. So we ask the team members and the judges to open their videos so that we can bring you on the screen. And for those who are transferring to the parallel session, the climate proofing session, the link is in the chat in case you have difficulty finding it. Can we have the judges open their mic, open their videos? Okay, here you are. Let's see. So these are 3 group members, all on 3 different islands. Okay, and last one, where is Agatha? There you are. All right. Yes, we welcome the judges for their 3 questions. So just to mention to the team members, each judge will ask 1 question and we will have them all together. But they may have additional questions which they will write in the chat, and you have until the end of the hackathon to respond. Thank you. Where's yours, judges? Yes. Yes.
Okay, go ahead. The others, I'll be the last.
Okay.
Okay, so I can go. My question is to have a better understanding of what you want to do with the app. So from what I understood is that it's a mentoring between a mentee and a mentor, but in a more like tourism way. Does it mean like if I go to the Philippines and I download the app, would I get in touch with the community and learn a little bit more about the mangroves? I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. And what kind of activity can I do with it? Is that correct? That is my first question. And if this is correct, I want to ask the following point is that in this case, this activity will still be focused on tourism. So wasn't it the purpose to be less, how I would say, to be less dependent on tourism? Because from what I understood at the beginning is because, you know, the pandemic has reduced greatly the number of tourists in the Philippines. So at the end of the day, wouldn't this application actually bring out the dependency with tourists, something that you were trying to solve at the beginning of the problem?
Should I answer?
No. We'll have the 3 questions first, and then you can answer all together.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Thank you, Nipuan. Audrey?
Yes. From my experience or from what I've seen, it's usually a bit difficult to convince people to use a mobile application or to even go on a website to use a service. So I was just wondering if you were able to get a gauge of how the communities or the groups feel about using a mobile app for receiving mentoring and other things. And if so, do you have any plans to address any worries or doubts that these communities have about your mobile app?
Thank you, Audrey. And from Ms. Arifa, your last question.
I think again, Nipuan and I have the same thought about this. Do you steal my heart, Nipuan? But the thing is, maybe I will extend it my question. If the mangrove is for, I presume that the app is for general people, right? Not for. No, my basic is marine science. Maybe downloading the app to learn about mangrove or the tourism in mangrove or whatever you would give service at. Which here I will extend Nipuan a question that actually what kind of service that you will provide with that app. That will emphasize Nipuan question. While my own question is how would you attract general people to want to know anything about mangrove? Because I know that they don't care. It's not part of their life. That will be no. Don't get me wrong. I'm a carbon blue carbon initiative person that they would like. The general people would like to banish the mangrove so they can turn the land to become what do you call it, a place to breed crabs or something like that. So my question will be, how would you persuade general people to care about the mangrove, the sustainable of mangrove life? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Arifa. And thank you for those hard-hitting questions, but I'm sure the team is ready to respond. Looking forward to it. Who will respond?
I can start with the first one, the first question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, so tourism activity is a problem, is one of the many problems. There are not a lot of tourists pre-pandemic or during the pandemic. But we decided to focus on livelihood activities that were proposed in that area. These activities were proposed, but were not sustained by the communities. And this is how the app enters. The app will try to improve the services and the products started by the communities. For example, the nipa plantation. It's an alternative livelihood activity. However, people are cutting mangroves to expand the nipa plantation. what we can do through this application is to show people or connect them to experts or to the market and show them that you don't need to expand. We can just improve the quality of the nipa plantation. Instead of just harvesting leaves, we can create sugar or alcohol or other things in the end. So in the end, the coastal folk will actually sustain this activity because of the increase of income, thanks to this application. I'm not sure if I understood, replied properly. You can add the others.
The thing is, I understand the concept, but the question is it directed to tourists?
Sorry, yeah. Thank you for that. No, it's not directly to tourists. It's for professionals, coastal community. So first, it's for locals in the area. Eventually, also nationals, national academies who are around and who wish to work in Ibahay or help local communities as well.
Okay,
so it's not yet directed to tourists. Maybe one day we can create something, but no, not yet.
I'm being a pain, but just because I'm very curious. Do you think that coastal community researchers would be enough? Like in terms of, if you look at the percentage of the number of people that can actually benefit from it, do you think that it could be enough to be sustainable for the community to use just this app? Is there enough? Like, for example, if we talk about tourism, when it come back, it could be massive, you know, the number of people who could be interested in things. But if you only focusing on a very niche number of people, do you think it would be enough for the community to be for what you want to create to be self-sustainable?
Well, our focus first is the members of the people's organizations. Let's say they're around 100 to 200 people. Our focus is how can we increase their income through this app and connecting them to experts.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, yes, go
May I
ahead,
add?
yes, Monsi. I think Monsi was first and then Tita India.
Okay. Monsi
Yeah,
first.
if that is the answer is already okay with Judge point, I'm gonna focus my answer on the second question, looking at if this app will be accepted by the community. I guess that's the question being asked. What we're trying to look into this is not just the digital platform. As mentioned already, there's a physical aspect of the whole info sharing knowledge platform that we're going to provide to the community. So that is why there's that physical space where we can convene the members of the community of the PO and conduct training programs directed towards increasing their profitability and sustainability of the income generating activities that they're going to do. The good thing about the app is that it provides us a better chance to collaborate with a lot of experts from other places and the whole network of mangrove protected areas in the country. And this is massive. So what we're doing in Ibahay is our proof of concept that when we do this whole framework of providing a platform for the fisher folks, the coastal folks to increase income and improve more on their livelihood activities, we can replicate the same in other mangrove coastal communities who have the same problem, the same challenge, and thereby in the process, as mentioned, contribute in saving the mangroves.
Thank you, Monsi. There's about 1.5 minutes left, and you might have 1 or 2 questions left that are unanswered. I think, like, how do you make people care? How do you make people want to get on an app or a website? Maybe those can be answered.
May I add something also? I think the practice before was focused on tourism, but then we do not really focus on tourism because of the pandemic. What we wanted really to have on that KII is provide a venue for scientific studies and alternative skills to be introduced to the people for added income. And we wanted to bring out in the app a holistic activity from market of the products that they will be developing, scientific data for studies that would scientists would come over, and the skills that we will equip the fisher folks would make them more sustainable and generate more income. So it's the program itself is holistic in its approach. It's a complete one, from scientific things to data to market of the skills that they have developed. So it is more a holistic kind of endeavor for the mangroves.
Thank you, Tita India. And then last 30 seconds to answer any of the remaining questions. Anybody?
Just maybe to add, I guess the question of whether or not it's important to promote mangroves, that will for sure be integrated in the app. The IEC, the Education Information Campaign aspect, both digital and physical, it's going to be integrated, and our hope is that we can provide a continuous education aspect, building the young people, building their awareness about the importance of mangroves. And of course, this is the very, I guess, core of the work that we're doing, how to communicate. And that is why we have the link, the K-link, so that we can link information to a massive number of people that can benefit from mangrove conservation and improving livelihoods in Ibahay.
Thank you very much to the Mangroves Group. Thank you for your presentation and your answers. Just keep watching the chat in case the judges still have any questions for you. And you can now sit back and relax and watch the rest of the presentations here and not in the breakout room. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck. And please kindly help me in removing the spotlights. And can we invite the pioneer group on organic rice back in here, please? Robin, are we calling them back in?
Yes, they should be here by now.
Okay. Wait, just want to make an announcement because one of the speakers is in here. The speakers of the parallel session. Mr. Noel Raboy. Mr. Noel Raboy. Oh, I just saw him enter. Okay, maybe he went out again. All right, are they coming? Yeah.
Yes, they should be here now.
Megan's here.
Okay. Who will be presenting? Welcome, Megan and Mas Heri. But I think Mas Heri is not yet here. Or is already here?
I'll be the one presenting.
Okay. Okay, but we can have Mas Heri here. So, or is he not here right now?
He is still in the meeting, so he'll be joining us at the Q&A session.
All right. Okay, got it.
So I'll be presenting alone, and then Mas Heri will be joining us for that Q&A.
Great. Thank you, Bumegan. Okay, so you will be sharing your screen, or would you like us to share? What did you?
I have asked Joy to share the screen.
Thank you, Joy.
Downloading.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry if my face look like pillow face. It's 4:30 here, 4:30 in the morning. But anyway, thank you so much for the opportunity to join this great event. My name is Megan, and our group's big idea is buying various rice byproducts from rice farmers and upcycling them into finished products in food and non-food categories. But we will start with with rice bran byproduct, and with the finished products we'll start with food items. we want to help those farmers in optimizing their livelihood and managing their finance, because we learned through our interviews with some of those farmers that they tend to have poor financial management. When they're in bad shape financially, they would sometimes resort to selling their farmland. Then involution and deforestation will certainly ensue. So we'll be sharing with you for the next 10 minutes our presentation. That's on the left side. That's our impromptu enterprise, impromptu enterprises logo. And we want to show you our presentation outline. So we want to tell you, we want to share what we see, the current problems and trends on the farmers and also consumer sides. What is our big idea, the target markets we have identified, and how we'll strategize to achieve our goals. And of course, the last section would be how we are going to do it. So that's the work plan, the timeline, and budgeting. We can go to the next. So we'll see here from the statistics that the farmland conversion rate in Bali is very high. It's one of the highest in Indonesia, in the nation, at 50% per 7 years. That means there will be zero farmland in Bali, rice field in Bali in 70 years. So by 2090, there would be no farmland. And Mas Heri, he's from Bali, and he told me that this sign, the for sale sign, is prevalent, is quite prevalent in Bali. Farmland for sale. And the current problem and also trend on the consumer side, the problem is obesity is very high, and in that it will increase by 40. The population, there would be 40% of the population who are obese in 10 years from now. On the other hand, the positive note due to COVID is that people are paying more attention to their health. They are eating more healthy foods. And actually, in the recent 5-10 years, people are paying more attention to their gut health also. So you can see that the sales of organic vegetable has increased by 300%. And also the probiotic products sale has growth by 11%. That's just for the yogurt category alone. This is our big idea. We want to, like we mentioned earlier, we want to buy the rice byproducts from farmers at higher price, and we want to, as an enterprise, we want to upcycle them into new and innovative products. The products that are not available in the Bali market, at least in Bali market yet. The fermented. We understand that the rice bran powder is there, but we don't see organic rice bran powder. For sure, there is no fermented vegetables and the juice from fermented vegetables. So we want to fill the gap in the market. These are our goals. So by upcycling rice byproducts, we want to help the farmers to optimize their farmland and their earnings. So they don't see their farmland as just the source of income they get fresh from rice, but actually they see that actually their rice farm can generate various additional incomes. And also, of course, to prevent further involution and the potential deforestation in nearby forests. As you can see from the picture on the right side, the rice farmland is located at the foothill of a mountain. So if the farmland is diminishing, then that's definitely gonna affect the forest and also the habitat in the forest. And we also we want to offer more product varieties, because we also learn from our interviews that the natural organic markets in Indonesia, in Bali, they lack product varieties. So we want to offer more varieties. Of course, for ourselves, for our enterprise, we want to benefit from the spurt growth in the healthy living awareness during this pandemic time and beyond. We have identified the next slide, Joy, please. Thank you. So we have identified the target markets, the brick and mortar target markets. There are a lot of health stores, cafe and restaurants offering healthy menu in Bali. And also we learned from Cecile that joining clubs on Facebook is a very good marketing strategy also. And also we see we have identified all these niche markets in Bali. Of course, we'll also be having online store and social media marketing outlets like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And these are some of the strategies we will be doing to achieve our goal. These are the reasons why we choose Bali. For some of the judges who may have read our previous first presentation, it's located in Solok, West Sumatra, but later we are moving it to Bali because we seriously consider the note from the previous judges and also from NTFP. From NTFP, basically we have to, at that time we had to think about the marketing and distribution feasibility, and we learned that the local markets in Bali are very ready. I mean, they're ready and they're growing. So and of course we also learned Mas Harry also in but why organic farming in Bali is very is growing is because it's already ingrained, pun intended, ingrained in their society with their Trihita Karana belief system. And the next one is about behavioral mapping and intervention. So basically, the jumping point is by buying the rice bran at least 75% higher. The price, our buying price is 75% higher than what is already the current market price. The current market price is 3,000 rupiah per kilo for the rice bran, but we are planning to buy it from those farmers, from the early adopters, at 6,000 per kilo. And we will also want to train them on the financial management. So the additional, they'll collect the additional income within their Subak system, and then they'll use that additional income in the non-harvest months, maybe later before the start of planting season. They can buy some organic fertilizer or whatever they need. And so there are 3 strategic partners that we will work with, who will be working with. So the second one is the academia. Now Indonesia has this independent campus program. So we want to work with some students to develop more innovative products and also to create biodegradable packaging and marketing materials. So we don't want to lose it on our purpose, that we have to focus on the environmental issues. And also nowadays is digital marketing. So we'll be working with those influencers in targeted markets. We learned from one of the mentors, Melissa, that it is more effective to work with targeted influencers, not just telegrams, not just any telegrams, but those targeted influencers. And this is our 6-month timeline. So basically the first one
last 30 seconds. Thank you.
Okay, that's our timeline, and the next one is our rough computation of budgeting. And for the conclusion, basically we want to shift the farmer's paradigm from just farmland, just selling rice, to be that their farmland can be the source of various additional income. And we mentioned that one of them is actually offering back to nature tours to those city dwellers. So more income for the farmers. And also we want to scale up and provide blueprint. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bu Megan.
Thank you.
And yes, now we will invite you. And also I saw Mas Heri. Mas Heri is your video is now open. So Mas Heri is there amidst the rice fields himself because he's in Bali. And we'll bring the judges here with us. And Nipowan, or is your, there you are, okay. All right. So for the Pioneer Organic Rice Byproducts group, the judges will ask 1 question each, but they may have more questions after, and they will put that in the chat, and you have some time before the end of the hackathon to answer those questions. So please, judges, the floor is yours.
Can I go first?
Yes, please.
I was going to say you should go first.
Thanks. So my question is, how will you ensure that optimizing the farmlands will be enough to keep the farmers from selling? So everything to do with your big idea and helping the farmers will depend on how your plan is executed. So what strategies are you thinking to implement to keep your business sustainable to be able to provide enough for the farmers? So that's my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. We'll wait for all the questions from the judges, and then we'll ask you to respond in one.
My turn?
Yes.
Well, actually, I wanted to clarify, are you going to sell the byproduct? I mean, you're not going to sell the organic rice, right?
Correct. we are selling the we are moving from selling organic rice because the farmers from our interviews the farmers have markets already.
Okay.
So we are moving from organic rice to
I
byproduct.
get that you want to create a product from rice to increase the income
From
besides
rice
that.
byproducts, not from the rice, but from the rice byproducts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you haven't come up with prototyping yet, and finance also you haven't come up with that idea, or you just got off. So how do we see that? My question is, we haven't we haven't seen the financial plan of yours. Where do we where could we see the plan? Is it because your time cut up short, or do you still have more to say? That's my question.
Maybe before we respond, one more judge, and then you can respond to all 3 points. Thank you, Nipuan.
Yes, so my question is very from the root of the problem that you presented at the beginning, because which is so the farmers are selling their land, but I want to know why. I want to know that did you dig deeper into the farmers' problem on what happened to them that they are not willing to live on their being farmers, selling their products, just want to land instead.
Can we please mute whoever's speaking? Thank you. Go ahead. Already? Was that the question? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
My question was to basically go, so basically my question is, why have you, there's always a reason. Instead, because they are born farmers, there must be a reason why they decided to just stop being farmers and sell their land instead. Sometimes if you know this answer, it means that you understand the root of the problem and not just a consequence of what is happening now.
Okay, thank you. So now we will have the responses from Bumegan and Mas Heri. Please open your mics.
Mas Heri wants to answer that.
Okay, Mas Heri, if you can open your mic, please.
Okay, thank you. I think I want to answer the last question. And what is the reason from the farmer? The first is the farmer will sell their farmland because they feel that they have not really more income, and they can move into other jobs like into hospitality on the other, because Bali is more tourism sector, right? But the farmers see like that, and the farmland will be sold and will be built to a hotel, villa, and the other. But from that, we want to stop this because people in Bali still need to eat some food and some rice. Because of that, we think that our idea is really optimizing the farmland and increase the earning of the farmer by sell the byproduct, and we innovate that, and we buy with higher price than the other people. I think that's it from me. Any addition from Bu Megan?
Just a follow up now quickly. Even with the 2-year pandemic, they're still looking into tourism to change their work?
In my experience here, I'm a Balian person, and people just still moving, but no one see that the being a farmer is a good have a good income here, because they still say that in my interview, why you not sell your rice? Because yes, they still need to eat, and they have not income yet. Because of that, in this pandemic, the farmers still not have more income, because they still consume the farm by themselves. I hope this answer all.
Thank you, Mas Heri. So we still have questions, other questions from Audrey and from Arifa about budget, about optimizing the land.
I think for the budgeting, Bu Megan already calculate something like the break-even point or the other. Can you say, Bu Megan? Still mute.
You're still on mute, Bu Megan. We want to hear the break-even point.
Yes, sorry. Yes, that's just the pie is just a rough computation, but we have done marketing and also price research. So we'll be so like what we said, we explained earlier that our buying price from the to the farmers is at 75% higher. So if the subak we talk with is I mean, has 20 farmers. So the additional income, just to start with, they will have 12 juta per 12 juta per harvest. Just from
juta
selling,
is million, yeah, just million rupiah, juta, just so they know.
Oh, yeah. Should I convert to US dollars or?
Maybe that's easier to understand if it's easy to do, or you can tell me. I can.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So 12 juta per harvest season.
I'll write it in.
Yes. Thank you, Chrissy. So 12 juta for that one subak just from selling the rice bran, and we haven't we haven't ventured out to other rice byproducts, and that the price we are buying is at 6,000 per kilo, so a lot better than what they are selling to at the current market. And for our own enterprise, our margin for each product, at least conservatively speaking, is at 50%. If we are selling it online, then our margin could be 200%. So in short, if we have 100 juta as our capital, then conservatively speaking, will be break even in 1 year by selling, especially by selling the fermented vegetable juices. Are we answering your question? One subak, one farmer has Mas Heri said that one for the one Mas Heri went to, one subak has I mean each farmer has 1 hectare, so 20 hectares,
that's
right? Yeah.
Yes, that's the minimum. One farmer has 1 hectare of rice field, and many have more than that.
1 hectare. How many tons, Mas Heri?
If the organic is just 400 kilogram.
Okay.
For each harvesting.
Okay, we have 1 more minute to answer the last question.
I think Bu Megan want to.
What's the last question? How we ensure that by buying the rice byproducts that they will not be selling their farmland? Is that the question? There is no guarantee, but if we build good relationship with them and they see more and more potential for additional income from coming out of their farmland, then they'll start to shift their paradigm. That's what we are hoping for, by building relationship with the Subak leaders and the champion farmers, so they can influence other farmers. Hope we answered your question. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you very much, Bu Megan, Mas Heri. Good presentation. Thank you also for the judges for the questions. Now you can relax and watch the rest of the presentations with us. I know many of you have had sleepless nights. So yeah, and I was going to ask, actually the pictures and the presentations making me hungry, but
yeah, the muffins can be made using the
you're not the only one, Chrissy.
Yeah. Okay, so we now thank you very much, the pioneer groups who had more tasks to prepare than the explorer groups. And we have the explorer groups, and I believe everybody is here now. I heard that you've all come back into the main room. So may we have the first presentation, and we're going alphabetically. Was it Indonesia? That's the first?
Yes, Indonesia.
Hi, Indonesia. So welcome, Indonesian group. Are you already here? Siapa yang akan presentasi dari Indonesia?
Chris, just a quick question. So are we done with questions also? No more question for our group?
The judges still have time to ask you questions. So please monitor the chat box. And you have until the end to answer, the end of the session, to answer the questions in the chat box.
So, thank you.
Right. Thank you, Bu Megan. All right. So, Maini, are you the one to be presenting? Okay. And you are sharing your screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So please, floor is yours. You have 12 minutes. And you will be presenting in Bahasa Indonesia? Akan presentasi dalam Bahasa Indonesia?
In English, but
in English, very good. All right.
Tapi kalau nanti pas tanya jawab dibantu.
All right, question and answer, no problem, no problem.
Okay, I will start. Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to introduce myself and my team. I am Maini Ningsih from Indonesia. From Sungai Tohor Sego Community Group. With the team members are Mr. Zamhur, Mr. Abdul Manan, Mr. Andi, Mr. Albanik, and Mr. Frankie. Okay, let me start by showing you some background about the production process of sagu starch. I will share video. Okay, my presentation already back to the slides, right? Okay, while processing sago, Intel starch is one of the biggest incomes from the Sungai Tahor community. However, this production also produces a lot of waste that affect the environment and also community. Now you can see the waste from this slide. There are two types, specifically solid and also liquid. Then how about the solution for these waste or these problems? Actually, we already have some solution. Sorry. Okay, actually we have some solution that we've done. They are organic fertilizers, firewood, and also craft. But that hasn't yet answered the waste problems. From joining some workshop and also guidance from the mentors, we are more confident that we must immediately find another solution that can protect the environment and also be able to be an alternative income for the community. We have two possible solutions that are processed into briquette for the solid waste and also animal food for the liquid waste. Well, turning our attention now to the countermeasure of liquid waste. We have to plant cultivated microalgae from the filtrate of liquid waste. And this is an example of powder microalgae called by spirulina that was developed by Marine and Fisher Ministry of Indonesia. And we plan to create this product by liquid waste. Now let's move on the concept of the control system of cultivated microalgae. This process is broken into some steps, starting at the first filtration. Will afford fibers of sagu and the liquid filtrate. Then the fiber will be used for briquette material, while the liquid filtrate gets into the next step. The next step is anaerobic digester. This shows the filtrate reacting with the existing microbiology in 3 until 4 days. Then we doing the second filtration. This will afford methane gas, and the methane gas will to the air, and also sludge that can be used as compost. Next step is the digest liquid get into the algae pond for cultivation. Now at here we can to this is optional for give some nutrition that make faster for cultivation. If there's no some nutrients, it's okay, but need time more.
Maini, you have 6 minutes left, so please go a little faster. Go ahead.
The last filtration, it will afford spirulina to produce animal food, and also clean water can be discharged into the river without polluting the environment. Okay, the solution is very opportunity and impactful because it gives a lot of positive result and makes the waste be clean water. Okay, now we move on the next solution. It is briquette. The process is through simpler steps than before. You can see the process in the slide. That is more simpler than before. Okay, this is our prototype. We make it using the materials provided by us, and also we use simple tools. Now I will share the flowchart that show us a breakdown for the production process of briquette prototype manually. And Actually, this is I want to share a video, but I will skip it maybe in last if there's time again. Okay, between two of these possible solutions, we will start by producing briquettes. Let me tell you why, and I want to tell you about the value proposition of briquette. Briquette, if compared to common charcoal, briquettes are able to produce higher heat power and last longer. Briquette will become an alternative energy that is environmentally friendly, and also briquette have a high target market opportunity, local and also world. In processing, a briquette just need simple tools, material, and also process. Producing briquette will improving the ability of this society to treat sago waste. And the last, producing briquette can create more job opportunities and increase alternative income. Okay, let me move on the target market. In locally, we have got the target market in 5 districts of Pulauan Miranti Regency. It is support also with the data, export data for 2019. Indonesia has export briquettes and including coconut charcoal in 188.5 thousand tons. It shows us how big the market for briquette. So next, I'd like to illustrate the point by showing you a simple cash flow from the prototype experiment. We can calculate the total production cost required in 20 million 400,000 in rupiah in a month. The nominal production target in a day is 175 kilogram per day. We give a price for briquette of 10,000 per kilogram. So the revenue stream in a month amount to 52,500,000 rupiah. From that analysis, I can conclusion and want to show you the profit margin of briquette. We can get a profit margin of 57.33%. It's a very big business prospect, so we will certainly execute this idea in the near future. Is there still time, Miss Chrissy?
I think no more.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, you have 1 minute left.
1 minute. Okay.
My clock is different from the timekeeper. You're lucky. Go on. 1 minute.
Share the making a prototype. Okay, thank you so much for your time, and we are ready to take any question you may have.
Thank you very much, Maini. If you could stop sharing screen, please. Pa Andreas, we will listen to the judges, so you might want to write your question here in the chat. So, okay, let's bring, and okay, we're bringing, I think there are 5 people. For the others, oopsie, sorry. Pak Jamhur and saya belum lihat. Here Albanik. Okay. Can you udah buka? Kenapa saya nggak lihat ya? Pak Albanik udah buka videonya. Nah, supaya bisa di-slide di sini. Nah, okay. Anybody else know their? Oh, Pak, we lost. All right, go ahead. You can ask your questions while we're adding the spotlight. So,
go first.
just to add also. So, jadi setiap juri akan tanya satu pertanyaan. Jadi akan ada 3 pertanyaan. Mereka akan tanya 3 itu. Terus nanti kalian ada peluang untuk jawab. Nah, setelah itu mereka masih ada peluang untuk tulis pertanyaan di chat. Jadi bisa jawab sampai selesai sesi ini ya. Jadi 3. Tunggu mereka sampaikan pertanyaan mereka. Okay. Who would like to go first?
I think Devon is ready.
Yes, I just wanted to have one simple question. Do you started in terms of the stage of where it is now? Have you started, producing massively, or maybe not at the extent of massive production, but where are you now? I mean, what is your implementing stage? Have you is the product ready to be in the market? Is it still in just to showcase on the video, or you already have partners? I just want to understand where is your stage now.
Okay, that's the first question. Second question, please.
Saya akan tanya dalam bahasa Indonesia. Kita tahu bahwa sagu diproduksi di banyak wilayah. Kemudian pertanyaan saya, untuk prototyping mau dilakukan di mana? Berapa hektar, berapa banyak yang akan?
Okay, thank you, Bu Arifa. And
kan produknya sudah sampai di prototyping ya, jadi perhitungannya harus lebih ke arah butuh berapa untuk reach equilibrium, namanya?
Yang break even tadi.
How many product could you produce to reach break even point? I think that will be my question.
Okay, thank you. And for Audrey?
My question, I'm just curious to know, aside from the large demand for coconut charcoal export products, have you done any further research on the demand for the specific products that you will be creating? So that's my question.
Okay, so let's just wait for the interpretation. Okay. Apakah sudah jelas pertanyaannya? Udah diterjemahkan? Oke. Jadi siapa yang mau jawab? Ada 3 pertanyaan. Apakah sudah jelas?
Maaf Bu Kristi, itu nggak diketik di chat juga ya?
Ada orang penerjemah, jadi harusnya kalian pencet Indonesia tadi untuk mendengar. Tapi kalau tidak, yang satu pertanyaannya Bu Nipuan lihat kalian sudah di prototyping. Apakah kalian udah di tingkat pabrik atau apa? Dia mau tahu kalian sudah di mana dengan prototipenya. Kedua, Bu Arifat ya sudah dengar kan bahasa Indonesia. Terus yang ketiga tanya apakah udah buat penelitian yang lain selain yang tentang penjualan arang dari kelapa.
Baik, mungkin bisa dibantu untuk translate.
Yes, so we'll press English to hear the response. Silakan, Maini dulu atau Pak? Gimana nih?
Boleh saya dulu. Nanti untuk berapa luas hektar itu nanti dibantu Bapak.
Okay.
Mungkin untuk pertanyaannya Bu Nipoan. Jadi kami sebenarnya sebuah komunitas kecil yang di Sungai Tohor itu belum untuk briket belum ada pabrik, tapi kami adalah salah satu yang fokus di sagu. Jadi karena fokus di sagu, limbahnya itu sangat melimpah. Nah, komunitas ini berfokus untuk mencoba. Kalau untuk pabrik belum ada, belum sejauh itu, tapi kami sudah melakukan percobaan untuk kegiatan ini karena menurut saya bapak-bapaknya juga sangat excited, sangat semangat, jadi sangat dibantu. Jadi lebih mudah saya untuk membuat data dan juga memperhitungkan yang lain-lainnya seperti itu.
Oke, terima kasih. Terus Pak Cikmanan mau jawab ya kayaknya?
Saya nambah sedikit tentang ini tadi. Kami dari komunitas Sungai Tohor, kita punya problem permasalahan tentang limbah sagu, di mana masyarakat kami sudah memproduksikan pati sagu itu 700 ton per bulan. Dan limbah sagu ini hampir 1.000 ton per bulan terbuang. Nah, kami coba dengan teman-teman kelompok dan masyarakat, bagaimana untuk mengatasi limbah ini untuk yang ramah lingkungan, supaya sagu ini tetap menjadi kearifan lokal bagi Desa Sungai Tohor dan khususnya Indonesia. Pencemaran ini harus kita atasi bersama. Nah, kami coba menemukan pembuatan briket. Kemarin kita sudah juga temuan membuat pupuk organik, sudah juga kita uji coba juga, sudah buat makanan ternak. Nah, tetapi secara ekonomis nampaknya lebih bagus briket. Nah, kami juga dapat dukungan daripada pemerintah, kabupaten dan provinsi. Saat ini sudah terbangunnya sentra sagu terpadu. Mudah-mudahan dengan sentra sagu terpadu nanti pemerintah dari kabupaten dan pusat akan membantu kita mendorong bagaimana briket ini bisa dipasarkan ke luar negeri ataupun untuk pemakaian di dalam negeri untuk mengatasi gas yang langka di daerah kami.
Oke, terima kasih. Ya, terima kasih. Terus ada 1 menit lagi untuk jawab pertanyaan Mbak Audrey yang tentang apakah sudah sempat buat penelitian tentang pasar-pasar selain pasar untuk arang kelapa. Siapa yang ya, silakan.
Untuk penelitian lanjutan masih belum kami lakukan. Kami hanya melakukan percobaan, tapi kami sudah melakukan mencoba mencari literatur yang relevan, seperti beberapa mahasiswa lain yang di Indonesia juga sudah ada membuat inovasi briket dari ampas kopi, dari limbah padi yang itu kulit padi itu juga layak dijadikan briket karena memiliki arang yang aktif. Nah, kalau untuk market, misalnya untuk ekspor selain kelapa itu masih belum kami temukan karena yang ada di data di Indonesia itu baru kami temukan untuk briket arang kelapa seperti itu.
Oke, terima kasih. Kalau pertanyaan Bu Arifat, tolong bisa ditaruh di chat karena kita harus percepat karena tidak semua judge bisa sampai nanti malam. Jadi dan sudah 10 menit. Terima kasih banyak untuk kelompok sagu dari Indonesia. Kita sekarang kalian bisa saya tahu kalian kerja keras dan sekarang bisa santai-santai mendengar presentasi yang lain. Terima kasih dan tolong lihat di chat box karena juri-juri akan ada kemungkinan mereka bisa taruh pertanyaan di situ. Tolong dijawab. Terima kasih banyak. Thank you very much to Indonesian team.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Okay, so now I end. Now the Nepal group, I believe, is the next group. May we know who is going to present from the Nepal group?
Hello.
Hello, Sujan.
Hello, namaste.
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 Okay, is your camera on?
Yes, yes.
Okay, there you are. All right. Okay.
So can we start now?
Yes, so welcome. You have 12 minutes to present. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. Okay, so let's start. Hello everyone, namaste. It's me, Susan Casey, representing our group, team number 1, Nepal group, yeah. And we have in our team, Nirmala Shrestha, Bhavani Shrestha, it's me, Susan, and Sabina Shrestha and Sarmila Shrestha. So let's start by introducing what are we doing since years, okay. So this group, Wagon, was established in 1996 and is from Nala Kavi, Nepal, where the farmers since ages are growing organic fruits and vegetables, as the topography is very much suitable for the growth of various types of agricultural products. So it's well known as the production house for various types of agronomic products within the valley as well. So the problem here is, despite the fact that the farmers are producing various types of agriculture-based products, they are not getting market that satisfies its value, that can contribute for the economic growth. Hence, most farmers are under the weak economic status. And Wagon, since 1996, is working to raise voice for the underprivileged and marginalized women group. And at that time, though the focus of this group was to raise voice against social injustice and malpractices, then later the Association of Women thought of giving this group a vision of entrepreneurship by using locally available product and to run that as an enterprise, which will make this group sustainable in future as well. So this group took correspondence accelerates lapsi as a primary ingredient because of its quality, that it can be used in various forms and is abundantly available in the village and nearby forests. So then, since 2017-18, this group is manufacturing lapsi items and is working as a small-scale enterprise and has helped to create opportunity at the local level, as it can be good source of income generating agricultural product and has huge potential in the future that can help to uplift economic status of farmers and women entrepreneurs of this group and the people around the community as well who are involved in this. And so the mission of this group is to promote organic farming and non-timber forest product like lapsi for the economic empowerment of deprived women in the society, where the resources available within the community is best utilized to create opportunities at the local level. As you can see, all the members here are women. So also it's we are more focused towards economic empowerment of the entrepreneurs as well. And then here, our big idea is to utilize technology and marketing to create increased demand for production and consumption of lapsi products by promoting it as a brand, reducing the uses of chemical pesticides and promoting organic products, developing various products from lapsi, and helping improving socio-economic status of the farmers and women entrepreneurs. Okay, moving on to next slide here. Behavioral mapping. When talking about behavioral mapping, yeah, communities will plant the lapsi tree and increases the supply. It's the role who are associated with this kind of NTFP product. People will seek and purchase the lapsi products from supermarkets and various other online platforms, as well as outlets where organic products are showcased. Organic farming will be promoted. Participation of farmers on the skills development trainings provided by this group, which enhances skills related to the production and harvest of the lapsi fruit. Participation of farmers in the promotion of lapsi products. And here, our team have planned to intervene this way. Exploration of the qualities and research and development of the products that can be created out of lapsi, running training sessions to educate people about needs of organic products and teaching them as well, making effective use of advertisements such as IEC materials, proper promotion and various platforms like e-commerce, social media, influencer marketing can support to penetrate the market to become a brand also. So recently we have started launching our e-commerce portal as well. It's on the process, yeah. If lapsi fruit is explored, keeping its property and focus, then it can open up different dimensions that are good for the consumer's health and other different aspects which will be linked with the increased demand of this fruit. Research to identify the properties that is holds to benefit its users. Yeah, there are a lot more things to be done considering the research part. And moving on to next slide here, the impact that we can share here is economical, environment, and socially. There are various things that can be achieved out of this, like for production, help promote the density of forests and development of sustainable and eco-friendly environment. It increases the opportunity by utilizing the products at the local level, which improves the socio-economic status of the people in remote locations, improving and addressing gender issues through women-led enterprises, fulfilling the demand of Lapsi products across the country as we aim to process for off-season preservation and promotion as well. Proper branding and promotion can help find the distribution channel, support the brain drain problem of the nation and the village, as it supports and promotes self-employment, generating activities which are done utilizing the available resources at the local level. Okay, plan to validate here, increasing the participation of existing farmers to plant the trees, proper piloting with a selected group of farmers, supporting them process Lapsi, and gradually moving on to new set of farmers that growing Lapsi. So this way we can see the differences over the time, and we'll imply the same model towards the next groups as well. Research that further enhances and exploits its properties and delicacy, development of e-commerce web portal to showcase the product, so that people can order anywhere at ease, order from anywhere at ease, support to promote Lapsi products by proper branding it through various advertisement on different media and portals, joining the bazaar of various locations, and to export and promote the products, keeping focus on the innovation and the marketing. After this, I'd like to show a few of the products developed by this group as Jagaran Lapsi product. Yeah, here we can see hot plum pau. It's a candy type of pau, and it's a hot plum candy, and it's a mixed pickle. Yeah, and the next slide we can see other varieties of these products. And here the members are planting trees of Lapsi. And we can see training sessions are being organized by this group, and we can also see a plantation of Lapsi trees done by using organic EM, effective microorganism liquid fertilizer, developed by this team as well. So these are the things I'd like to share with you now. If you have got any questions, please, we'll love to answer that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sujang. So we will bring the rest of your team here. Oh, can you ask your teammates to open their, please stop sharing first, and then please ask your teammates to join us, to open their videos so we can spotlight them while you are all answering the questions.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Hello, Ms. Nirmala, nice to see you. Namaste. Okay, I think, oh, here we go. All right, so just sharing again. Wait, we have one more. Okay, wait, you're 5, right? So I'm still missing one more, or she's not here with us?
Yeah, she's here. She's above. Yeah, Bhavani Shrestha. You can.
Oh, there we go. Now you're on. Now you're all on. You're complete.
Yeah, yeah.
So just to share with you the process. So each judge will ask one question. They will ask them all at one time, and then you will given the opportunity to answer the questions.
Sure, sure.
But even after that round, then they may write questions in the chat. So even if your presentation time is over, please continue to monitor the chat for any questions that might come up.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Great. So let's start with the questions. Who would like to go first? Yes, Bu Arifa.
Before I forgot, I think the plan is already good for the challenge and the solving you offer. That what I want to know is, if I'm not mistaken, you will be playing in the middle. You want to train the people to create a product from the Lapsi, and then you will sell the product. So my question will be, have you run the prototyping? I mean, the business, I think, have you create a business plan for this program? I think it's not clearly explained in your chat. It's good that the product is already there, but you will make it, you will blast it into better selling, better marketing. Well, I don't know if I ever taste what lapsi is, which is you will have to send me one day. So I think I would like you to explain how will be your business plan on doing this. I mean, how many also how many community, I mean, no, the same question, how many product you need to reach your break-even point, and how will you provide the profit for everyone? That's all.
Thank you, Bu Arifa.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll wait for the next two judges and then you will have time to answer. Yes, Nippon.
I think Arifa and I, we should really meet up because we think alike a lot. My question is a little bit related to that as well, so I will change it a little bit. To follow up on the branding, I want to know, have you started reach out to potential resellers of your products? And if in this case, you know what, in your research, have you started building? I know that you said that you wanted to do, but there's so a lack of knowing what is the product itself. So yes, can you share a little bit if there's been success in terms of, you know, the end product and the reselling of it?
Great, thank you, Nippon. And Audrey?
Yes, so my question is, if Lapsi products already have a current market, if there are already players in the field, what are your plans to differentiate your product from the competitors in the market?
Great, thank you, Audrey. So now, Nepal team, you have a few minutes left to respond to the questions.
Okay. Can we do it now, or we need to discuss within our team as well?
Okay, you can respond now, and if the others would like to respond in Nepali, that's fine too. We will listen in English. The other teams, that's what we did, so no problem.
Okay.
So who would like to?
So I'd like to go with the question number 1. So regarding the business plan, yeah, we can see one tree, from out of one tree we can generate like 100 kg of lapsi. So 100 kg of lapsi, if process done properly and harvested properly and stored properly, then I think we can get around 100K, 1 lakh plus Nepali rupees in revenue, considering our past practices. Till now, since last year, so we've been like producing, using in our small scale factory like 20,000 kg of lapsi each year. So that makes around like quite a good number for the sustainable, but to reach the break-even point. But when we start to scale it up, I think we need to do more of like collecting the things and processing it in huge bigger scale, so that we can maximize or multiply the number of products and varieties, so that I think this way we can make this a sustainable one.
Thank you, Sujan.
We love to share this business plan with you sooner if CBNE program allows us, because this in this PowerPoint we haven't incorporated in slides, but this way we can pitch it properly. Yeah.
Thank you. And the other question.
And regarding the branding, yeah, as you can see, we have raised to the resellers in few numbers. We can see here in Nepal, there are certain specific days where there are organize different like occasions. In different occasions, they showcase different organic items. So there we go out, reach them, or sometimes they like reach to us. Like we have made one formal contract with them, and they asked us, and we'll provide them as per the demand. So that I think for the resellers part also, we are penetrating more for the proper promotion and everything, so that we can like collaboratively make the whole products and balance towards supply and demand. This way we are planning more for the branding part as well. And considering like the last question, plan to differentiate is like lapsi is like in Nepal. In Nepal, in each household, we can see lapsi being used at the time of peak seasons, and at the time of off season, people like use it in terms of like powder or some other pulp. So there are certain processes that are followed to like store it. From our case, as the lapsi candies and lapsi products are like grown by women-led enterprise. It's a women-led enterprise. So people are involving women, locally available products are being utilized in proper way. And the main thing is that we use EM, the one I've mentioned earlier in the PowerPoint as well. The EM, effective microorganisms and everything, from the plantation to till the harvest, or from the collection of the fruit till we process it and package it and provide it to the market. There are certain steps that are that we consciously observe and take proper action to make sure that it's all well organized, keeping safety, and it's like made out of using only organic materials. That's why I think it's the main thing that we can differentiate our product considering others available in the market. But there are a lot more to do. As we can see, to scale it up, we need to make it a bigger one, so that if we have luckily like connected with this CBNE team. So I think in future we can definitely plan for the bigger scale and something better, so that we can like catch up to each standards in future. Thank you. I think that's like I'd like to conclude here. If there's anything we can like.
I think Ms. Nirmala would like to say something. So we will go into the English channel. Go ahead, Nirmala. We'll go to the English channel so we can hear you. Yes.
हजुर म्याम
म नेपालमै बोल्छु। हस् धन्यवाद। सबभन्दा पहिला लप्सी के हो बुझ्न चाहन्छु भन्नुभएको छ उहाँले, त्यो देखाउने हामीलाई जरुर मौका दिनुहुनेछ भन्ने इच्छा पनि राखेको छु। अनि पक्कै पनि यहाँलाई हामीले खुवाउनु पर्छ, तपाईँ मात्र होइन यो विश्वभरका मान्छेलाई हामीले खुवाउनु पर्छ। त्यसैले अब हामी ढुक्क छौँ कि खुवाउँछौँ। यसमा नि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। अनि अर्को कुरा रह्यो, यहाँले कस्तो सफलता रह्यो भनेर सोध्नु भएको छ होइन। वास्तवमा सफलता अब हामीले जुन एउटा पछाडि परेका महिलाहरूबाट जुन सुरुवात गरेका छौँ, यो 5 रुपियाँ पैसा जम्मा गरेका व्यक्तिहरू जस्तै एकदमै घरेलु हिंसामा परेका मान्छेहरूलाई जम्मा पारेर हामीले सुरुवात गऱ्यौँ। अहिले 5औं वर्षमा हामी रन गर्दैछौँ। आज यो ब्रान्ड यहाँहरूलाई देखाउन सक्यौँ, यो हाम्रो सफलता हो। तर अब हामीले हाम्रो जागरण ब्रान्ड भन्यौँ, तर जताततै हामीले यसलाई फैलाउनु छ, किनभने यो एउटा हिली एरिया, यो पहाडी भूभागमा मात्रै पाइने भएको कारणले जहाँ तै पाइँदैन, तर मन सबैलाई पर्छ। यहाँलाई पनि पक्कै मन परेको हुनुपर्छ होइन। त्यसैले यो हामीले अब विश्वभरि नै लिएर जान सक्छौँ यदि साथ सहयोग पाएको खण्डमा। हामी धेरै कुरा गर्नु बाँकी छ, यहाँहरूको सहयोग, साथीहरूको सहयोग, अनि हाम्रो योजना, अनि हाम्रा यस्ता युवाहरूको टिम मिलेर चाहिँ हामी पक्कै पनि यहाँलाई सफल पारेर छोड्छौँ भन्ने लाग्छ। आशा गर्नु सफल हुन्छ है। त्यस्तै गरेर अब यो लप्सीको बजारको मार्केट चाहिँ कस्तो छ, कतिको प्रतिस्पर्धा छ भनेर लास्ट क्वेसन गर्नुभएको थियो। यसमा चाहिँ म के भन्न चाहन्छु भने वास्तवमा लप्सी नेपालमा प्रशोधन भएको धेरै भएको छैन। अहिले पनि म्यानुअली नै यसलाई प्रशोधनहरू भइरहेको छ। त्यति के भन्छ आइटी सम्बन्धी पनि त्यति धेरै खेल्न सकेको छैन। त्यस्तै गरेर आधुनिक जुन औजारहरू छन्, टुल्सहरू छन्, ती पनि खासै प्रयोग भएको छैन, म्यानुअली नै प्रयोग भएको छ। तर यसको ब्युटी के हो भने यो लप्सी भनेको एउटा यस्तो चिज रहेछ जसको कुनै पनि एउटा भाग पनि खेर जाँदैन। तपाईँ लप्सीको फुलको धुलोबाट पाउडर पल्प बन्छ, त्यस्तै गरेर गेडाबाट हस्तकलाहरूदेखि लिएर त्यो विभिन्न टाँकहरू बनाउन सकिन्छ भने, त्यसका पातहरूबाट चाहिँ मलहरू बनाउन सकिन्छ भने, त्यस्तै त्यो दाउराहरूबाट चाहिँ फर्निचरहरू, यस्तो एउटा युनिक अपर्च्युनिटी छ नि हाम्रो नेपालमा। त्यसैले यो युनिक अपर्च्युनिटीलाई चाहिँ हामीले मौका पाएको खण्डमा चाहिँ हामी अब यसलाई मजासँग अगाडि बढाउँछौँ भनेर हाम्रो ग्रुप लागेको छ। त्यो व्यक्तिगत निर्मलाको होइन, त्यो व्यक्तिगत सुजनको मात्र पनि होइन, त्यो हामीले सामूहिक उद्यमशीलताको रूपमा अगाडि बढाएका छौँ, जसले विदेश जान बाध्य युवाहरूको लागि चाहिँ जुन अब विदेश जानु पर्दैन, तपाईँहरू यहीँ नै बसेर गर्नुहोस् भनेर हाम्रो सफल भयो भने नेपालभरि हामीले लगाउने र नेपाल मात्र होइन, जहाँ जहाँ सम्भावना छ विदेशमा पनि त्यहाँसम्म लगाएर चाहिँ यो
Thank you very much.
हस्, धन्यवाद।
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nirmala. We look forward to going to your mountain soon when it's safe.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Always welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Sujan and all, Nirmala, to Bawani, Sabina, and I think some might have dropped out, but thank you for your presentation. Good you were able to respond, and please look in the chat. There might be more questions from the judges, right? Yes, so sit back, relax. Now you can watch the last two presentations, and thank you very much for all your preparation and all your hard work. Okay.
Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So much. All right. So now next is Philippines. Am I right, Joy?
Yes, Philippines, and I will share the screen for them.
All right. Are the Philippines? How are they? They're able to make it? I know there's problems with the typhoon. Okay. Who is presenting? Or is it a pre-recorded? Or
they said to just make me flash the PowerPoint.
Okay. Right.
Is
Jepai?
Hello.
Jepai?
Jepai Lin Atemaya.
Who will present?
Hello. Angeline.
Hello.
Or do you want me to play the pre-recording?
Can we the host there's some scraping in the background. Can we mute others? Okay. All right. So who will be presenting?
Ako po, Angeline.
Angeline. All right.
Okay.
Asan ka? Pwede mong buksan ng video para makita ka na. I can't see you. Ayan. All right. Sige. You have
sabi na lang po kung in-next ko Okay.
Yes po.
Go ahead.
Okay po. Magandang hapon po sa lahat, especially sa mga judges natin today. So, ang aming grupo ay mula sa bansang Pilipinas. Kami ay isang grupo at kabataan na kung saan kami tatlo ay kabataang katutubo na isang ituman maghatignon, Maria Lynn, GP, at isang estudyante mula sa Universidad na si Aika. Para sa hapong ito, ang aming i-present ay ang kasalukuyan at nakikitang kalagayan at kailangan ng aming komunidad. Kami, GP at Marilyn, ay kabilang sa grupo ng Confederation of Peoples, Organization of Southern Negros Occidental o CBNEs. Isang rehistradong samahan mula sa Southern Negros Occidental at nakatutok. Ang aming hackathon idea namin ngayon sa Barangay Biao, Binalbagan, Negros Occidental. Isa sa mga membro ng CBNEs. Ang aming katutubong mamamayan ay tinatawag ng mga isuman maghatignon sa munisipyo ng Binalbagan. Tinatawag na may 24.5% ang katutubo dito sa nasa 14,600 ng IT population. 7,684 ang nagmula sa Barangay Biao, kung saan dito ang napiling pilot site ng aming naisip na proyekto. Ang CBNEs ay mayroon ding youth organization na kung tawagin ay YUBA, Youth by Cultural Association, Ito ay aktibong makikilahok sa mga advokasya, aktibong tumutulong na may mga community activities, mataas ang cultural foundation, at may pagmamalasakit at pagkakaisa. Ang pangunahing pangkabuhayan ng mga katubo sa aming lugar ay nasa... So, next please. Next slide. Bicultural Association ay aktibong nakilahok sa ang pangunahing pangkabuhayan ng mga katutubo sa aming lugar ay nasa pagsasaka, pagkukuha ng produkto sa makukuha pagkukunan ng pangailangan. Isa sa aming natutukoy na problema sa aming lugar ang youth migration dahil sa kakulangan ng mga oportunidad sa trabaho para sa kabataang IT at magiging isa nito ng pag-alis na sa aming lugar. Kasama din sa mga dahilan ang youth migration sa pag-alis ng oportunidad sa edukasyon sa ibang lugar. Next please. Thank you. Next please. Thank you. Ngunit sa kabila ito ay nagkaroon din discrimination sa sariling bayan at hirap sa requirements. Apply kaya naman ay mas mababa ang kinikita ng aming lugar kaya umalis ang mga ito at naghanap ng oportunidad na mas regular na trabaho at labas sa aming bayan. Karaniwan sa mga pumunta ang karating bayan at syudad tulad ng Bacolod, Cebu at may lumuwas na mga Manila or kadalasan sa kanilang nakukuhang trabaho ay kasambahay o house helper o kaya naman bilang construction worker o nagtrabaho sa mga katubuan. Kaya matugunan ito, naisip nila ang community-based bicultural tourism na ang hangarin nito ay makabuo ng isang community-based enterprise o CBA para matugunan at makapagbigay ng alternatibong pangkabuhayan para sa katutubong ito man maghatbukidnon ng Negros Occidental. Bakit community-based cultural tourism? Next please. Kasama sa vision ng Sipos na ay maging biodiverse ang mga lupaing ninuno, kaya naisip namin ang gamitin ang mga efforts na ito. Makapagbigay ng pagkabuhayan ng mga katutubo. Maliban dito, mababawasan ang youth migration. Ang CBDCT ay imamanage ng community kaya nakikita na mas magiging responsable ito at sustainable dahil mga katutubo ang namamahala. Dahil dito, maaaring magpataas ng kamalayan ang mga ito sa pagprotekta ng kagubatan at kalikasan. Magkaroon din ng kamalayan at responsibilidad na mas gawing biodiverse ang community at kapaligiran. Mabigyan ng respeto ang mga kabataan ng katutubo, makilala at mapromote ang mga pamanang kultura or tangible o intangible cultural heritage. Next please. Ano nga bang pwedeng i-alok ng biocultural tourism? Ang lahat ng maranasan dito ay siguradong mag-i-enjoy, educational at hindi malilimutan. So ito po ang hindi malilimutan ng mga tourism kung sila pupunta sa aming biocultural tourism. So ito po is number one, is ito ay makakausap at makakwentuhan ng mga cultural master. And of course, matutunan at mapakinggan ang mga kasaysayan ng mga ituman maghatbukidnon. And of course, maaaring pumasyal sa komunidad o maglalakad-lakad sa paligid upang malaman ang mga nakasanayang tradisyon na gawain at mga resources. Makilala din nila ang mga katutubong kahoy na tinanim sa paligid at kung paano ang mga ito ay makakatulong sa kalikasan. Masubukan tikman ang mga lokal at traditional food na pagkain, kagaya ng baboy ramo, bayawak, ilahas na manok at iba pa. So, masusubukan din nila na paghahabi o handicraft tulad ng banig, basket, lubid at marami pang iba. So masasaksihan din nila ang katutubong sayaw ng mga katutubo at pagtutugtog. So at syempre on hand na makabili ng mga produktong gawa ng mga katutubo. Ang bicultural tourism ay gaging bukas para sa lahat ng turista. Ngunit upang mas matugunan namin ang pangangailangan ng mga turista, we have 80% ng aming marketing strategy at napatutok sa mga local ecotourists. Sila yung mga willing na maglaan ng oras at bayad sa karanasan na may pagpahalaga sa kalikasan, social at cultural na mga aspeto. So kasama din dito ang eskwelahan na may mga programa na may kinalaman sa environment conservation at cultural and arts. And 20% naman sa marketing strategy ay para sa mga foreign tourists. Para magkaroon ng kaunting, next please. Para magkaroon ng kaunting information kung ang aming ideya ay magustuhan ng mga turista o posibleng customer, kami ay nagkaroon ng mabisang interview sa mga random na tao. Kami ay nakapag-interview ng 13 na tao na may edad mula 17 to 37 years old. Ang 8 na sa kanila ay nagmula sa ibang probensya, labas ng Negros Occidental. So para sa kanila, ang nakapag-encourage naman sa kanila sa pagbiyahe, sa pagpunta o pagpabakasyon ay gusto nila mag-relax, gusto nila mawala ng stress, and of course, gusto nila maghanap ng panibagong adventure, at syempre kailangan sila na may budget. So, ang interested naman sila dahil sa pagbiyahe, so makikita sila ng panibagong lugar, and of course, bagong experience, at gusto din nila matikman ang mga lokal na pagkain. Tinanong din namin sila kung bakit sila interesado sa activities ng biocultural tourism. At sila ay natuwa sa bagong konsepto. Ito ay recommended. Please, next. Thank you. Next, please. Ito ay din nila ang kapamilya, kaibigan, kilala, ganon din ang mga eskwelahan at estudyante na kilala din nilang magandang venue, mapataas ang awareness tungkol sa mga tubo at pagpapalaga ng kalikasan. Para sa mga umpisahan ng proyektong ito ay na-target ng activities na nakikita namin na kailangan gawin ay mag-conduct ng community assessment at consultation, bumuo ng community-based enterprise or CBE, mag-develop ng business plan para sa cultural tourism na ayon sa katutubong polisya at sistema. Isaayos sa biocultural diversity learning site, isit up ang school living tradition or SLT. So magkakaroon ng trainings and organization, mag-coordinate ng mga key partners sa maaari makatulong sa negosyong ito, asikasuhin ang kailangan ng permits, at tuloy-tuloy na market research para sa akbang trahideya para sa sitwasyon ng pandemic. So makikita makatulong para sa pagtupad ng idea nito ay naka-target partners tulad ng. So ito yung makakatulong sa amin, pagtupad ng idea ito is number 1 is geotourism, selected na eskwelahan, in CIP or National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, in CCA, DTI para sa mga lokal na produkto, DNR para coordinate para sa isinagawang conservation. And of course, NGOs, local CEOs, at local tour guide association upang mapadali ang promotion ng biocultural tourism. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Po sa pakikinig.
Okay.
Thank you po. Ma'am Joy Ann sa screen sharing mo. Thank you so much.
So ngayon, tawagin namin ang ibang kagrupo. Nasaan ba sila?
So,
pakibukas po yung mga camera.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong one. Kailangan bukas ang mga camera. At si Malin, dito ba din si Malin?
Or sila yung...
Ayan, nakita ko na si Malin.
Okay.
At, yes.
Okay.
And si Ika? Nandito ba si Ika?
Parang wala, no?
Okay. So there are 4 women. 3 from the island and 1 student. So 1 student's not here, but the others will respond. Okay, so yung tatlong judge magbibigay ng isang tanong bawat judge at may pagkakataon kayo sumagot. So 3 tanong muna, Tapos sasagutin ninyo. Tapos pagkatapos nun, may pagkakataon pa sila magtanong sa chat. So kahit tapos na, paki-check na lang yung chat dahil baka may tanong pa sila para sa inyo. Okay, so who would like to start? Yes, Nippon. Yes, Nippon.
Okay, so I will go first. My question is regarding funding, because you talk about partners, but you did not talk about clear financial funding of where it could come from in order to just launch your projects. So I want you to clarify that. And we also did not see a clear budget, if I'm not mistaken, of any sort of, you know, okay, it's nice to see the partners that you want to see, but what I mean is that HR costs, in terms of, you know, marketing, in terms of things, it was very briefly passed through the partner part, but then it was not clarified on where did you get the money, what is your projection, and what is your financial plan moving forward. So yes, if you can clarify that, that would be great.
Thank you very much. So lahat napindot nyo yung Filipino para marinig nyo yung pagsasalin. Okay, thank you. Next judge, please. Would it be Miss Arifa or Audrey? Yes, Audrey. Sorry, I saw her hand.
Thanks. So my question is, since your plan depends heavily on tourism, how do you plan to keep your community and the environment safe with the current pandemic going on?
Okay, good question. And the third one from who, Alpha?
I've been trying to create that kind of tour, eco tour, in Bogor, in my country, in my city. My question will be, I know that you are coming from separated places, right?
All these three are from one island, and then there's one person who's a student who's helping.
Okay, then that will be you yourself who will do the event organizing, right? What I haven't seen is your plan on how would you conduct the tourism? I mean, if I am reading your project, I need to have the field that I want to go to your tourism plan. Like, so I don't need you. I need you to explain how, if I am one of the tourists that will come to your place, what will you do with me? I mean, if you create a plan for like 3 days or 2 days or something like that. So it's how you will organize the tourism event that you want to sell. That will be my questions, Chrissy.
Okay, thank you very much. Malinaw ba ang mga tanong? So, yung isa, ang pondo, saan manggagaling? Magkano ang kinakailangan? Paano, yung pangalawa, paano hindi maapektuhan ang komunidad kung pandemic pa tayo ngayon, pero may dumadating na tao na galing sa labas? At pangatlo, what was the third one? Paano hiyakatin ang tao na dumating? Katulad, anong gagawin ninyo para
ano yung activities?
Para mas lalo pang dumating ang mga turista. So, sino ang sasagot? Yes, Anselin o Malin o sino ba yung isa? Japay? Sino ba ang sasagot? Mahina ba yung ano? Okay. So, nasa chat din yung mga tanong. Sige. Sino yung mauuna? Sige, Anselin, sige. So we go to the English channel if she will speak in Tagalog. Pakisagot kasi may isa pang team na magpe-present pa. Sinong mauna?
Sa question number 1 po, ma'am.
Go to the English channel.
Since nasa concept pa lang kami at nagkakaroon pa ng mas further assessment at consultation, hindi pa namin napag-usapan kung saan gagaling ang pondo kasi nasa ano pa po kami sa assessment at consultation sa community po kasi ilan pa lang po ang na-consult namin na leaders, hindi pa po yung whole na community.
Maraming salamat. Yung tanong na paano sisiguraduhin na hindi maapektuhan, paano maprotektahan ang komunidad kung may turista na darating at nasa pandemic pa tayo. Sige, tuloy mo yan. Kaya mo yan. Malin, Jepay, Anselin.
May 10 minutes lang po tayo para sumagot ng mga tanong.
Siguraduhin po namin, ma'am, na mag-install na
nawala si Jepa yata.
Okay. Yes, the signal is not good. Anselin, kung ikaw na lang yung naiwan dyan, baka pwede mong sagutin. May 3 tanong nasa chat, so nasagot. Baka pwede mong sagutin yung pangatlo. Or yung pangalawa. Naka-mute ka, Anselin. Ikaw lang nakikita namin. Kung nahihirapan kayo sa signal, pakisulat. Oh.
Anselin?
Naka-mute ka, Anselin. Ikaw lang nakikita namin sa grupo.
Anselin?
I have a feeling she can't hear us. Naririnig mo ba kami, Anselin? That's right.
Can you get the English translation?
If you are you pressing English? And she's not.
But there is no English interpreter.
Tonyo, nasa English ka ba? Are you in the English, Tonyo? Hello, Tonyo, nandito. Yes. I can hear him in the English. If I press English, I can hear him.
Wala kaming...
hello?
Oo, yan. Yes?
Para sa sasagot sa question number 2, ma'am, siguraduhin na mag-install sa business plan at policy with the leaders tungkol sa pamamahala at para po maprotektahan ang aming kapaligiran.
Okay. Tapos yung pangatlo, last minute na. Ano ang mga activities para mahikayat ang mga turista na pumunta sa lugar ninyo?
Since nasa concept pa po kami, ma'am, kailangan pa po ng magkakaroon ng mas maiging research po para sa akmang strategiya na aming gagamitin sa proyekto na ito, ma'am.
Sige. Baka pwede pa kayo mag-usap at sumagot sa chat kung meron pa kasi nakita ko na nawala yung mga iba. Is there a big problem there, Joy, with the signal? There's only one left here, and she can't turn on her video. Okay, where was did the interpretation go through? Did you hear the interpretation? No interpretation?
Tonyo?
Hello?
I think he can put the answer on the chat so we can read it.
Sige.
Okay, yeah.
I will also ask them to put it
to answer the chat. Okay, to answer in the chat the 3 questions. Okay, great. So now we have the last. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat Anselin, Malin, at Jepay, at Ika. Maraming salamat. So tignan na lang yung pakisagot na lang yung chat. Sagot sa chat yung mga tanong at tignan kung meron pa silang karagdagang tanong. Maraming salamat. Okay. Vietnam Group, Benny, who will present?
Miss Nghe Hoàng will you present? Yeah. So, chị Nghe ơi, chị trình bày.
Yes,
it should be.
Go ahead. You have 12.
We say
yes.
Benny asked, he will translate in the English.
Right. So the presentation will be in Vietnamese. So all the judges will go to the English channel. Yes. Go ahead. You can start. Who will present? Please go ahead and present.
Yes. Xin chào cả nhà. Xin chào cả nhà. Mọi người có nghe được không ạ?
Nghe chị ơi, nghe. Tiếng nói chị.
Xin tự giới thiệu, tôi tên là Hoàng Thị Thúy Nga. Hôm nay tôi xin đại diện cho nhóm Mộc Tâm đến từ Việt Nam. Xin trình bày dự án sản xuất nước rửa chén sinh học từ enzyme bồ hòn giúp cộng đồng phát triển sinh kế. Bài trình bày của chúng tôi ngày hôm nay gồm có 6 nội dung chính như sau. Thứ nhất, đó là vấn đề. Thứ hai là thách thức. Thứ ba là ý tưởng lớn. Thứ tư là mô hình tác động xã hội. Thứ năm là biểu đồ hành vi. Và thứ 6 là kế hoạch xác nhận. Đầu tiên về vấn đề, thì theo thống kê của Tổ chức Bảo vệ Môi trường Thế giới, trong số 85.000 chất hóa học được sử dụng thường ngày thì chỉ có khoảng 7% sản phẩm là an toàn với sức khỏe con người. Thành phần chính của các chất tẩy rửa là các chất hoạt động bề mặt. Ngoài ra nó còn có các chất phụ gia, màu, hương liệu. Đối với sản phẩm có công dụng diệt khuẩn thì còn có thêm các hợp chất của clo, peoxit. Đây là tiền thân của hợp chất MDMA, một chất ô nhiễm có thể gây ung thư trong các nguồn nước. Và theo phân tích của các nhà khoa học thì các chất tẩy rửa công nghiệp có thể gây ra các bệnh về phổi, tổn thương da, các cơ quan miễn dịch, hệ thống mạch máu, cơ quan sinh sản, hệ thần kinh và đặc biệt là có thể gây ung thư. Do đó những cái chất tồn dư độc hại trên chén đĩa mà nếu mà chúng ta rửa không sạch thì nó có tác dụng rất là kinh khủng đối với sức khỏe của con người. Đứng trước các vấn đề về ô nhiễm môi trường, đứng trước các vấn đề về sức khỏe của con người thì chúng tôi còn quan tâm đến cảm xúc của người dân. Khi nói chuyện với các người già trong buôn làng thì tôi cảm thấy có một cái sự hoài niệm, một cái sự tiếc nuối khi người ta sống ở giữa rừng núi đại ngàn và người ta bắt đầu nhớ đến một cái loại quả, đó là quả của cây bồ hòn. Ngày xưa thì người dân hay sử dụng nó để giặt quần áo và để rửa chén bát, nhưng ngày nay dưới áp lực của công việc và áp lực của cuộc sống thì giới trẻ gần như là không biết đến cây bồ hòn nữa. Họ rất là thờ ơ và họ sẽ sử dụng những cái hợp chất nào đó nó tiện dụng hơn, và có nhiều bạn trẻ hiện tại là chưa từng nhìn thấy quả bồ hòn và không hề biết đến công dụng của quả bồ hòn. Tất cả những điều này thì đặt cho chúng tôi một cái thách thức lớn. Thách thức đó là làm thế nào để có thể thay thế các chất tẩy rửa công nghiệp bằng các sản phẩm có nguồn gốc tự nhiên, thân thiện môi trường và bảo vệ sức khỏe cho con người. Và cái thách thức đó đã hướng chúng tôi đến một ý tưởng lớn như sau. Ý tưởng lớn của chúng tôi đó là chúng tôi sẽ sử dụng lại cái quả bồ hòn để sản xuất nước rửa chén sinh học chiết xuất từ enzyme bồ hòn. Vì sao chúng tôi lại có ý tưởng này? Sản phẩm sử dụng bồ hòn, và ngoài cái việc mà sử dụng bồ hòn thì chúng tôi còn tận dụng các phế phẩm từ thực vật như là vỏ cam, vỏ chanh, vỏ bưởi, vỏ dứa để tạo ra các cái chất tẩy rửa hữu cơ bằng phương pháp ủ lên men, nấu cô đặc. Quả bồ hòn thì chứa chất saponin tự nhiên có tác dụng diệt khuẩn, làm sạch cực mạnh và đặc biệt là không gây dị ứng da, cho nên là nó rất là an toàn cho người sử dụng. Sản phẩm không chỉ có lợi về mặt sức khỏe mà còn góp phần bảo vệ môi trường đất và môi trường mạch nước ngầm. Đồng thời là cái việc mà chúng tôi sử dụng các cái sản phẩm phế thải từ thực vật thì nó cũng góp phần bảo vệ môi trường rất là lớn. Ngoài ra, để phù hợp với lại thị hiếu người tiêu dùng hiện nay, người ta rất là thích là cái sản phẩm nước rửa chén phải có nhiều bọt, và phải mềm mại với da tay. Cho nên chúng tôi bổ sung thêm một vài hợp chất. Ví dụ như là chúng tôi sử dụng coco betaine chiết xuất từ dầu dừa để tạo bọt, và đồng thời là sẽ dưỡng da tay luôn, sẽ làm cho da tay sẽ mềm mại hơn và đặc biệt an toàn cho các bé gái khi các con tập rửa chén. Chúng tôi sử dụng gelatin chiết xuất từ cây bời lời. Đây là vỏ cây bời lời thì chúng tôi sẽ sử dụng gelatin chiết xuất từ cái vỏ cây bời lời này để làm cho sản phẩm sánh đặc, và không hề sử dụng cái chất tạo đặc công nghiệp mà sẽ sử dụng luôn cái chiết xuất từ cây bời lời này để làm đặc cái sản phẩm nước rửa chén. Và chúng tôi còn cho thêm tinh dầu, các loại tinh dầu có hương xả chanh hoặc là hương quế để tăng thêm cái mùi hương dịu nhẹ và dễ chịu cho cái sản phẩm nước rửa chén để người tiêu dùng thích hơn. Với cái ý tưởng này thì chúng tôi đã tham gia cuộc thi Phụ nữ khởi nghiệp sáng tạo năm 2021 của tỉnh Đắk Lắk, và rất là mừng là chúng tôi đã được tặng giải nhất cho cuộc thi này. Về mô hình tác động xã hội thì chúng tôi xác định có 4 ý sau. Thứ nhất đó là thay đổi thói quen từ việc giáo dục trong trường học. Đầu tiên là thay đổi ý thức và thay đổi thói quen từ giáo dục. Thứ hai là bảo vệ sức khỏe và bảo vệ môi trường sống. Thứ ba là lan tỏa giá trị sống xanh đến cộng đồng. Và cuối cùng là tạo sinh kế cho người bản địa tại chỗ. Ở đây là đặc biệt là đối với phụ nữ người ED. Về việc thay đổi hành vi và can thiệp thì cái biểu đồ hành vi chúng tôi đưa ra gồm có 4 ý chính. Thứ nhất là chúng tôi cộng đồng người tiêu dùng sẽ tiếp cận được các thông tin về lợi ích của nước rửa chén hữu cơ từ enzyme bồ hòn. Và chúng tôi can thiệp bằng cách đưa các thông tin về lợi ích sản phẩm lên các nhóm cộng đồng trên mạng xã hội, tuyên trên truyền hình báo chí, tổ chức các cuộc thi tìm hiểu về lợi ích của nước rửa chén từ enzyme bồ hòn, hướng dẫn học sinh thực hành làm nước rửa chén bồ hòn trong trường học theo cái quy trình đơn giản nhất. Hành vi thứ hai là cộng đồng người tiêu dùng được dùng thử và mua nước rửa chén từ enzyme bồ hòn để thay thế cho nước rửa chén công nghiệp. Và chúng tôi can thiệp bằng cách tham gia vào các cộng đồng sống xanh và tạo mối quan hệ bền chặt với cộng đồng này. thuyết phục phụ nữ trong cộng đồng sống xanh dùng thử, và sau đó là tiến đến là sẽ mua sản phẩm nước rửa chén từ engine bồ hòn. Và riêng cộng đồng bản địa thì có thể ưu tiên là đổi sản phẩm, đổi nguyên liệu thô để lấy sản phẩm nước rửa chén từ engine bồ hòn. Hành vi thứ ba là cộng đồng người tiêu dùng sử dụng và chia sẻ cho nhiều người biết đến sản phẩm nước rửa chén từ engine bồ hòn. Với hành vi này thì sau khi mà người tiêu dùng đã sử dụng thì chúng tôi bắt đầu là bán hàng bằng cả hai kênh. Thứ nhất là kênh offline ở các siêu thị, các cửa hàng bán lẻ, các nhà phân phối, và qua kênh online như qua các trang mạng xã hội Facebook, Zalo, Tiki, Shopee, vân vân. Tham gia các hội chợ xanh để kết nối trao đổi sản phẩm có nguồn gốc từ tự nhiên, và nhờ những người nổi tiếng và họ có ảnh hưởng đến cộng đồng sử dụng và giúp quảng bá những cái hình ảnh về sản phẩm của Mộc Tâm, và đặc biệt là nước rửa chén từ engine bồ hòn. Hành vi thứ tư đó là cộng đồng được hỗ trợ để phát triển sinh kế, đặc biệt là đối với phụ nữ người ED bản địa. Chúng tôi sẽ ưu tiên thu mua nguyên liệu thô từ cộng đồng bản địa tại chỗ, đặc biệt là cộng đồng người ED. Hỗ trợ phụ nữ có việc làm bằng cách tham gia vào quy trình sản xuất của Mộc Tâm. Hỗ trợ phụ nữ phát triển sinh kế bằng cách bán các sản phẩm nước rửa chén từ engine bồ hòn trong buôn làng của họ. Và bản kế hoạch xác nhận của chúng tôi thì chúng tôi cũng có xác định 4 cái tiêu chí chính như sau. Thứ nhất là xây dựng thương hiệu. Bởi vì Mộc Tâm là một doanh nghiệp startup còn mới, chúng tôi hoạt động chưa tới 1 năm, cho nên chúng tôi rất là quan trọng việc xây dựng thương hiệu. Chúng tôi vẫn đang trong quá trình này. Chúng tôi hy vọng là chúng tôi mong muốn và có kế hoạch là xây dựng bộ nhận diện thương hiệu hoàn chỉnh, hoàn thiện các sản phẩm về chất lượng và cả mẫu mã, thay thế chai nhựa hiện tại bằng chai nhựa tự hủy thân thiện với môi trường, và đồng thời học để có thể phát triển marketing bài bản. Về việc phát triển quy mô thì chúng tôi có kế hoạch mở rộng vùng nguyên liệu, mua sắm thêm máy móc trang thiết bị hiện đại, mở rộng kho bãi, tăng sản lượng sản xuất và hướng đến phục vụ khoảng 1 triệu khách hàng trong vòng 5 năm tới. Về kết nối cộng đồng, đây cũng là một trong những mảng mà Mộc Tâm cực kỳ quan tâm. Hầu hết các cái hoạt động cộng đồng ở địa phương thì Mộc Tâm đều tham gia, và Mộc Tâm cũng có tham gia hướng dẫn học sinh thực hành làm nước rửa chén bồ hòn trong trường học, tổ chức tập huấn cho cộng đồng phụ nữ bản địa về lợi ích của các cái sản phẩm nước rửa chén sinh học từ engine bồ hòn, và tập huấn cho phụ nữ bản địa về việc phát triển sinh kế, mở rộng kết nối với cộng đồng sống xanh. Về hỗ trợ sinh kế cho người dân địa phương thì chúng tôi có kế hoạch sẽ tăng số lượng hộ dân liên kết từ 9 hộ hiện tại lên đến 200 hộ trong vòng 5 năm tới. Chúng tôi sẽ cung ứng giống vật tư và sau đó là ưu tiên tiêu thụ sản phẩm của cộng đồng người ED bản địa. Đồng thời sẽ hỗ trợ phụ nữ bản địa kỹ năng bán hàng để có thể tăng sinh kế cho gia đình, cho bản thân, cho gia đình, và đồng thời có thể là quay lại hỗ trợ những phụ nữ khác ở trong buôn làng của mình để có thể cùng nhau phát triển sinh kế bền vững. Bài trình bày của chúng tôi đến đây là hết. Xin chân thành cảm ơn tất cả mọi người đã lắng nghe, và nếu có câu hỏi thì chúng tôi rất vui lòng để được giải đáp cho rõ hơn về cái dự án của mình. Xin chân thành cảm ơn.
Thank you very much to the Vietnamese group. Now we'd like to call all of you. Please kindly open your videos so we can invite you to join us here. The team video.
Nhóm Mộc Tâm mở cái hình chung với nhau đi.
Okay.
Camera.
Did they open the video? I don't see anyone else opening the video from the team. Do you, Joy?
Just doing Huang.
Is that a team member?
Yeah, that's a team member.
Oh yes, I see one now.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes, okay, they're coming.
Group
group Vietnam một tâm.
Is there anybody else, or this is it for?
I
All
think
right.
so now. All right.
Okay. So hello, good afternoon. Thank you for waiting so long. It was a good presentation. At least keeps us energized for the last one. So the judges will have one question each. Please wait for them to ask. Benny, we can hear you here. So, oh, sorry. I'm in the wrong channel. We should press off, everybody. All the ones in. Okay. So, yes, one question each, and then we'll finish the questions and then you can answer. Okay. So please, who would like to ask the first question? Yes, Audrey.
My question is just regarding one of your interventions and plans for validation. So you mentioned making people join contests. So I just want to know, I'm curious, what will people gain from joining these contests, and how will you convince them to join and learn more about your product so that it can be validated?
Thank you, Audrey.
Thầy ơi, em đang dịch từ tiếng ở bên cái tiếng Anh á, cho nên mọi người không có nghe được. Em phải qua tiếng Việt em dịch.
Yung, I think they're listening to the interpretation, so it's okay. I can't
say because
they're not.
The Ben translate in English channel, so that's
yeah,
why.
they should press Vietnamese, and then Benny is translating in Vietnamese. So are they in Vietnamese channel now? Yes.
Rồi.
Were they able to hear?
Không nhìn thấy.
So we'll wait for the 3 questions and then you can answer all together. So that was one question, and then Miss Arifa.
Okay, I think Audrey is stealing my question now, but it's okay. I saw that you create a great plan, great concept, but I haven't seen what do you do in reality? I mean, in what stage are you now? Yeah, are you have you done the prototyping, or have you tried to do the training for the community, or which one is your most your nearest goal? That's my question. Where are you in all the stages? Because all I see is only concept.
Thank you, Ibu Arifa. All right, and from Nipan?
So I'm a bit in a pickle because the 2 judges actually asked the 2 questions I had in mind. So it's really weird. But I will ask this though, a little bit related to Arifa's question. And also Audrey, instead of doing a competition and related to the Arifa's question of where you are now, I want to know if instead of doing competition, why don't you actually use the product to distribute it as a research-based type to evaluate if whether or not it is really good. So it's a little bit the mix of the 2 questions of what would competition really bring, instead of just getting your product out there and getting feedback for it. Is it good? Does it really match with the consumer behavior? Do they really like it? And also it's a little bit also Arifa's question in terms of where are you now so that's my question. I'm sorry I had to mix the 2 because I didn't know.
Really should mix.
Yeah.
Thank you, judges. Okay, so Benny, we will now shift to English and then they will speak, right? We should go to English and wait for the responses. Okay.
Hết câu hỏi rồi phải không Huy? Thank you.
They were able to hear the questions.
Tôi xin đại diện nhóm của Mộc Tâm để trả lời câu hỏi ạ. Thứ nhất là câu hỏi là chúng tôi đang ở bước nào thì thật ra là chúng tôi đang ở bước hoàn thiện sản phẩm rồi, và sản phẩm enzyme bồ hòn là đã được hoàn thiện và đã được bán ra thị trường rồi. Chúng tôi đã bước đầu bán ra thị trường. Trước khi bán ra thị trường thì chúng tôi đã tặng 1.000 mẫu thử. Trước khi bán ra thị trường thì đã tặng 1.000 mẫu thử để mọi người dùng thử, và chủ yếu là tặng cho học sinh, tặng cho cộng đồng phụ nữ sống xanh và cộng đồng phụ nữ bản địa, cộng đồng người ED địa phương ấy ạ. Đấy, và tặng cho cộng đồng phụ nữ sống xanh, những cái nhóm cộng đồng phụ nữ sống xanh, và tặng cho học sinh, bởi vì là học sinh là chúng tôi có hướng dẫn cho học sinh làm nước rửa chén từ enzyme bồ hòn theo quy trình đơn giản. Còn các sản phẩm của chúng tôi thì quy trình nó phức tạp hơn và có bổ sung thêm rất là nhiều chất ở trong này. Một số chất cũng từ tự nhiên thôi, để ví dụ như là bổ sung thêm gelatin để cho nó khô đặc nè, bổ sung thêm coco betaine để tạo bọt và dưỡng da tay. Và hiện tại là chúng tôi đã tạo ra sản phẩm rồi. Chúng tôi tham gia các cuộc thi, tổ chức và tham gia các cuộc thi là để muốn lan tỏa cái lợi ích của sản phẩm này đến cộng đồng, đặc biệt là những cái cộng đồng quan tâm đến những cộng đồng sống xanh ạ. Tham gia các cuộc thi và tổ chức các cuộc thi là để lan tỏa, bởi vì thực sự cái sản phẩm này nó có rất là nhiều lợi ích. Thứ nhất là lợi ích cho sức khỏe của con người nè, thứ hai là có rất nhiều lợi ích cho môi trường, và thứ ba là nó có tác động đến văn hóa, thứ tư là tác động đến sinh kế. Cho nên là thật sự là nó có quá nhiều lợi ích. Vì vậy cái việc mà tạo ra các cuộc thi hoặc tham gia các cuộc thi thì lan tỏa những cái lợi ích này rất là tốt. Hiện tại thì sản phẩm đã bước đầu bán ra thị trường. Tuy nhiên chúng tôi vẫn mong muốn là sẽ làm marketing tốt hơn, sẽ làm sản phẩm đẹp hơn nữa. Mẫu mã thì hiện tại là cái mẫu mã này là mẫu mã đầu tiên mà chúng tôi làm, nhưng chúng tôi mong muốn là sẽ làm nó hoàn thiện hơn cả về chất lượng và mẫu mã. Và chúng tôi cũng mong muốn là sẽ làm marketing tốt hơn, và chúng tôi mong muốn là sẽ được hỗ trợ để phát triển thêm cái nguồn nguyên liệu, để có thể hỗ trợ sinh kế cho cộng đồng người ED tại chỗ. Bởi vì một cái sản phẩm này nó vừa bảo vệ sức khỏe của con người nè, vừa bảo vệ môi trường nè, vừa giúp cho người dân tại chỗ phát triển sinh kế, thì nó có quá nhiều lợi ích. Cho nên là chúng tôi mong muốn là sản phẩm này sẽ phát triển, và chúng tôi mong muốn là cái quả bồ hòn này nè, cái quả bồ hòn này sẽ quay trở lại với cộng đồng bản địa, để cho những cái người mà người ta đang tiếc nuối về những cái công dụng của nó, người ta có thể nhìn thấy quả bồ hòn, và cũng mong muốn là các bạn nhỏ, các bạn trẻ cũng sẽ nhìn thấy được quả bồ hòn và biết về cái công dụng của nó. Mộc Tâm hiện tại là không chỉ làm nước rửa chén từ quả bồ hòn, mà chúng tôi cũng đang nghiên cứu một sản phẩm khác. Sản phẩm mới của chúng tôi nghiên cứu đó là làm sữa tắm thảo dược cho các bé. Và trong thành phần của sữa tắm thảo dược này thì chúng tôi có sử dụng cái nguyên liệu là quả bồ hòn. Đây là cái phần thử nghiệm sữa tắm mà chúng tôi sữa tắm cho bé, gồm có rất là nhiều thảo dược ở trong này, nhưng trong đó chúng tôi có một cái thành phần nguyên liệu đó là bồ hòn. Và đây là sản phẩm mà chúng tôi cũng đang cố gắng hoàn thiện để đưa ra thị trường trong thời gian tới, cũng ứng dụng chiết xuất từ enzyme bồ hòn, và hy vọng là hiện tại là đang
Benny, one last minute. You only have 1 minute left.
Yes, thank you.
Chị nghe còn 1 phút, chị nghe nói tiếp đi.
Còn 1 phút. Rồi, thank you. Chúng tôi hy vọng là trong tương lai thì các cái sản phẩm từ enzyme bồ hòn sẽ tiếp tục được phát triển mạnh mẽ hơn. Do hiện tại là Mộc Tâm đang còn quá nhỏ, là một doanh nghiệp startup, cho nên là cái việc tiếp cận thị trường nó đang hơi khó. Chúng tôi mong muốn là sẽ được hỗ trợ về marketing, hỗ trợ về phát triển cái nguồn nguyên liệu cho nó thật là tốt, để có thể nghiên cứu tạo ra nhiều sản phẩm từ enzyme bồ hòn hơn, để hỗ trợ sinh kế cho người dân, đồng thời là nó mang giá trị cho người sử dụng. Cơ bản là cái sản phẩm này nó không chỉ tạo sinh kế cho người dân, mà nó còn mang đến giá trị cho người sử dụng. Những cái người sử dụng những cái sản phẩm hoàn toàn từ dược liệu như thế này thì sẽ rất là tốt cho sức khỏe, đồng thời lại bảo vệ môi trường nữa. Cho nên sao có lý do nào để không phát triển những cái sản phẩm như thế này? Xin cảm ơn mọi người đã lắng nghe. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Moktam Group, Vietnam Explorers Group. We also look forward to trying. We missed the first 1,000 free prototypes. Maybe there will be another 1,000.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we are coming to the thank you. So we can now bring everybody back. Thank you for everyone for being so patient in listening, and to everyone. We still have 74 people here in the Zoom. As you can see, all the groups have done really great effort to get it where they are at now. We have technical difficulties still with the Zoom, like the Explorer Philippine group. Apparently they were speaking, but we couldn't hear them, things like that. But beyond that, we hope we can appreciate all of the presentations that we heard today. I think for me, all the teams tackled such big issues of the world. The SAGU group, you're talking about briquettes, you're talking about energy. Energy is a huge problem, as Ibu Arifa knows about the climate crisis and the effect of the energy industry. The mangroves, coastal pollution by the detergent industry, youth migration, indigenous migration, deforestation, health issues, and women empowerment issues, all big issues that all your teams are taking on now. I think the judges need some time to take everything in, also because they've been sitting in front for 3.5 hours now. If I may ask, because what will happen is now we will deliberate, and we won't come up with a decision this evening, because we need some time to review, and all of you did so well. The judges are also saying that it's difficult to just decide quickly. They have to deliberate and think, and by tomorrow we will be announcing the winners in the closing program. The closing program is planned for 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, 3:30 Jakarta, Vietnam, Cambodia time, and 4:30 Manila time. So we all ask you to join us again for that closing program. This is a good way to draw attention and participants for our closing program. But before we close this evening, maybe we have a last few words from our judges. I know some have to rush off to different activities, but maybe we can have just a few words of wisdom, a few initial thoughts, inspiration. As you are seasoned judges, you can also and Audrey, are you here? And oh, there you go. Yes, and I know Nippon will go first.
I have to go first, so I will go first on this. I really loved all the presentation. I think it's very similar to what our entrepreneur does here, tackling the big issue of a society and trying to find solution. So congratulations to all, and to the people, because there's not everyone can be a winner, but I don't believe there's any losers as well, because any experience that you go through will just a lesson learned for you. So I highly encourage you to just find something that you like and to continue working on what you think is worth for the society and for basically everything. And I am a big believer in ASEAN. I truly highly believe in all my heart that we are the future of the world and that the tables will turn. So obviously a big support to all of our ASEAN and Asian countries. And I hope that we can cooperate in many, many more cooperation in the future. So yes, that's my last. And it was very nice to meet the Arifa and Audrey. And Arifa, I think we think alike a lot because almost all the questions were the same. So maybe one day we get to meet in person, and please feel free to add me on LinkedIn. It would be lovely to catch up with you and Audrey as well, and everyone else as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nippon. Very nice.
Nice to meet you
message.
too, Nippon. You have my email already.
Okay, good. So I have to run. I'm sorry because I had something at 5:30. I already submitted all of my scoring.
Oh, wow.
So thank you so much for having me, and speak soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Nippon. Thank you. Take care. Good luck. All right. And for maybe Arifa already has her mic open. Would you like to give your last words?
Audrey first, be okay. I'll be the last.
Yes, Audrey.
Okay, I'll go first. Just the same as Nippon. Really glad to sit here and heard about the whole bunch of great idea, how we will save our earth, we will save our community, and we will develop their prosperity using the tool, using the way that sustain. We have profit people and also the planet safe to hand to the next generation. I'm a mother of 4 children, and I really glad that I really hope that whatever your idea now, whatever you plan now will work in a good way and bring a betterment to our earth and to humanity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, they were 7 great presentations, and we wish them all good luck and high spirits. Yes, and for you, Audrey?
Yeah, I just like to say congratulations to everyone. All of your ideas were so great, and in my opinion, they're all achievable. So they are very big ideas, but taking everything kind of step by step will really help you get there. So don't be so overwhelmed if there were a lot of questions or if there are a lot of things to plan out. Just take everything day by day and step by step, and you will get there. So I love that you're all facing social and environmental issues very head on. So that in itself is already an achievement and an accomplishment, in my opinion. So continue on this path that you're on of doing good and creating a bigger impact, and good luck to all of you.